And hello, everyone. I'm Greg Gumbel.
And I'm Terry Bradshaw.
And all three of us welcome you to Week 3 on the NFL Today, and especially welcoming those players enjoying the first of their 2 bye weeks. The NFC Central teams except Detroit, and the AFC East except New England. And with half an hour to go before kickoff, here's a look at who's warming up. Over in the Meadowlands, Phil Simms has the Giants gunning for their first 3-0 start since the 1990 Super Bowl winning team. Today, he faces a hot Rams defense that shut out Pittsburgh last Sunday. Rodney Peete leads his Lions into the Superdome to face the Saints. Both teams are 2-0, with Detroit looking to go 3-0 for the first time since 1980. And down at the Vet in Philadelphia, Redskins backup quarterback Kerry Conklin will get his first NFL start facing another unbeaten squad, the Eagles. Conklin gets his chance because the MVP of Super Bowl 26, Mark Rippon, tore ligaments in his right knee last week against Phoenix.
The prognosis when the injury first occurred and I got an MRI done was 3 to 6 weeks. I'm shooting for the 3 more so than the 6. You don't want to push something if you're not ready to go. On the same token, I feel that with this injury, you can push it a little bit, and so I'm gunning myself for the Miami game on Monday night.
John Madden is standing by now in Philadelphia, and John, with a rebuilt line for Washington, how will Kerry Conklin do today?
Well, I think the rebuilt line is going to be okay because you're putting a Jeff Bostic in there and a Joe Jacoby in there, and these guys are real veterans. Kerry Conklin, you have to remember, is starting his first game, but he's been with the Redskins for 4 years, so he knows the system. That's a good news. He just hasn't played the system. And I think if they're going to be successful, they're going to have a good running game. And as Terry knows from having been with Bud Carson when he was with the Steelers, Bud Carson is now the defensive coordinator of the Philadelphia Eagles. They have to be able to handle the blitz because they're going to go after Conklin. Now, if the Redskins can handle it, then they'll probably stop it. But if they can't handle it, he's going to get a big dose of blitzing.
All right, John, have a good game today. Thanks very much for joining us. Now, Kerry Conklin, Terry, the Redskins, how long do they want him to go? They'd love to see him go all the way, but what about against a tough Eagle defense?
Well, first of all, I notice he wears number 12, so you know he's going to be a great one, right?
Green from the start.
Rod Dowhower, the offensive coordinator for the Redskins, and Joe Gibbs, when he was there, the head coach, loved this kid. And Dowhower would like to see him go the entire football game. Richie Pettibone, the head coach, on the other hand, was very instrumental in the trade that brought Rich Gannon, now the backup quarterback from the Vikings. Gannon, very mobile, fleet of foot, strong arm. I would think today that if Conklin suffers a little bit because of the blitzing scheme of the Eagles, look for Gannon to come in off the bench because he can run and move and avoid a lot of that pressure.
All right, Terry. The Rams ramble into Giants Stadium where they have won 3 in a row, but the big question today is what's going on in the Rams' backfield. Let's go down on the field where Randy Cross has the answer. Randy?
Coming in here today, you'd say this is a matchup of quarterbacks. Phil Simms of the Giants and Jim Everett of the Rams. Well, for Simms and the Giants, things haven't changed. Big, powerful offensive line, running the ball with Rodney Hampton, and Phil Simms making high percentage completions. For the Rams, things have changed a little bit. Jim Everett has always played well against this team, has always passed well against this team, but he won't have his #1 rusher from last year, Cleveland Gary, who's out with severe thigh bruise. That means rookie Jerome Bettis has to start at tailback, and he has a badly bruised sternum. Now things get a little tricky after that. Russell White, Howard Griffith, and Tim Lester, the only backups left, have never carried the ball in the NFL. The guy to watch today, I think, is going to be Troy Drayton, the rookie tight end from Penn State. He's going to be in the H-back position. He's going to be in the tight end position. Look for him down the field, taking pressure not only off Bettis, but also off Everett. With Lawrence Taylor and company coming after Everett, there's going to be a lot of pressure, and we'll have to see how Jim Everett handles it. That's a story here from the Meadowlands. Back over to you.
Randy, thank you. Some of the Rams players have flat out lost confidence in their quarterback, Jim Everett. It all began in the 1989 NFC Championship game when Everett went down without a defender even close to him. And it continued in this season's opener against Green Bay when Everett threw an interception right here and then ended up running away from the play. Terry, you have Jim Everett figured out?
Well, I know a lot of people are questioning the courage of Jim Everett, but don't forget, Jim Everett showed a lot of courage when as a rookie. He refused to go to the Houston Oilers, forced to trade to the Rams. He was a young man as a rookie, came in and played extremely well for the Rams, but over a period of time, something has happened. And normally what has happened is you hit a quarterback enough, I don't care how great he is going to lose some confidence in the people that are blocking for him. It's a natural progression. One of the things he has gotten a bad habit into doing, Greg, is that he throws off the wrong foot. He throws off balance. Normally, a quarterback will set up, get his feet under him, turn, and fire the football. Throw it back, Tony. But what's happening now with Jim is you'll see this. He sets up, and he's leaning backwards, and he throws off the wrong foot. Doesn't have the confidence in his football team. Big, strong, physical kid. A little weak, a little bit weak. Things bother him more than they do most players.
You said you threw off your back foot early in your career.
You get pounded enough, I don't care who you are, you learn how to throw off your back foot. You just can't get set.
All right, Terry. Tonight, the 0-2 Dallas Cowboys look to get back on track, playing the Cardinals in Phoenix, where it's expected to be in the low 90s by game time. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones finally got the signature he wanted this week, bringing Emmitt Smith back into the fold, and all it cost him was $13.6 million over 4 years.
I'm glad you're getting this, Emmett. Are you happy?
Very much.
I am too.
Now it's up to Smith to start earning that paycheck and to help dig Dallas out of its 0-2 hole.
I think winning games is more important right now than any title. Naturally, I am behind, but it's not where you start, it's where you finish.
You will relinquish your position gracefully, I suppose?
Yes. That was his business. I was just holding tight for a little while.
Probably wouldn't be a good time for you to start talking about your contract right now either, but.
Why?
By the way, that check which Emmitt received was for $3 million of his $4 million signing bonus. Smith, incidentally, will also be paid for the 2 games in which he held out. A lot of people are saying, hey, he's got $13.6 million coming for 4 years now. Play him tonight.
Yeah, but look at the impact Smith's already had by signing. Notice the smiles. Lassie gives up the starting job, but he's smiling. Aikman is happy. That's the impact, and that's what Jones wants for this Cowboys team. Look for Emmitt. I really think Emmitt tonight will simply be used as a momentum shift for the Cowboys. Don't look for him to play a lot. I can't afford to get him hurt right now.
All right, Terry, the Saints host the Lions in the Superdome today, and we begin by offering our condolences to Detroit linebacker Pat Swilling and his family. Swilling's father, Travis, passed away yesterday, but the All-Pro linebacker arrived in New Orleans today, and he will play as he faces his old team, the Saints, for the first time. Meanwhile, for the Lions, All-Pro Barry Sanders has continued where he left off. The NFL's top rusher since 1989. He is just 88 yards shy of the 6,000 mark. Earlier, we talked with Barry, and we asked him if gaining 2,000 yards this season is realistic.
I think we're well balanced, and I don't think that our strategy going into each game will call for me to rush for yardage that will allow me to get 2,000 yards. I mean, I think it's possible if we just lined up and gave me the ball every play, but I don't think that that's something that is a real big goal for us this year.
Barry, how did you feel about the deal that Emmitt Smith signed with the Dallas Cowboys?
Well, I hadn't really paid a lot of attention to it. I was glad to see he got what he asked for. I think he deserved it.
I'll bet you did. Have the Detroit Lions approached you at all?
Not really. We talked about it a little bit. It's not really a big concern right now. I think, it'll get done soon enough. Obviously, I have more important things to worry about at this time.
Barry Emmitt Smith has claimed that he is the best running back in the National Football League. He's led the league in rushing for 2 years straight, so he should be paid the most money. Are you the best running back in the NFL?
When I look at Emmitt and other running backs, it's just from a fan standpoint. I've always been an appreciator of great running backs, and I'll leave that up to the fans and the analysts like yourself to decide who the best is.
How would you approach this, Barry? Would you look at it from a standpoint of what Emmitt Smith was paid, what Thurman Thomas was paid, what Reggie White was paid?
I think we'll choose from not only running backs, but other players, Reggie White, and maybe even some quarterbacks.
Up next, there are 2 words that might matter the most around the league next season. Not Terry Bradshaw, but we'll tell you when we continue live from New York on the NFL Today.
More money.
The NFL Today is sponsored by Lincoln Mercury and the complete line of Lincoln luxury automobiles. Lincoln, what a car should be. MasterCard, it's more than a credit card, it's smart money. And by Brute, men are back.
The Lincoln Mark 8's revolutionary suspension automatically lowers the car at high speeds for better handling and less wind resistance, which raises the bar for everyone else. The Lincoln Mark 8. Drive everything else first.
See this? It won't make you smarter. When it was decided how smart you'd be, your credit limit didn't matter. You can't buy intelligence, okay? Well, maybe you could. I mean, no card is more accepted on the planet than MasterCard. So you could buy books and computers and chemistry sets, and that could make you smarter. And Master Value's discounts can save you up to 25% at thousands of stores. And if that's not buying intelligence, at least it's buying intelligently. So maybe a MasterCard could make you smarter. We ought to get you on a quiz show. MasterCard. It's more than a credit card. It's smart money.
2.5 hours with their lights on, and Die Hard starts them all.
In 2 decades of demonstrations,
After 2 months on a frozen lake, the Die Hard starts.
you've seen the awesome starting power of the Die Hard battery. Now it's even tougher. Introducing the Die Hard Weather Handler, built to handle the extremes even better. Now get a great introductory price, only $49.99. You save $10 through October 2nd. America's #1 battery just got tougher.
Everybody hates to eat and run, rather take it slow. But the way this life is going, gotta grab your food and go. And when all that running round catches up with you at last, get yourself some Alka-Seltzer and you'll feel better fast.
For acid indigestion or heartburn with headache, nothing's faster or more effective than Alka-Seltzer.
Get yourself some Alka-Seltzer and you'll feel better fast.
Eagles defensive stalwart Seth Joyner. He and teammate Clyde Simmons both eligible for free agency next season, and both would love to follow in Reggie White's multi-million-dollar footsteps. Thanks to the new collective bargaining agreement, in an attempt to provide free agency while still maintaining parity and controlling costs, it looks like an awful lot of folks are saying wait till next year. Leslie Visser joins us now with that story. Leslie.
Greg, it could be the end of the innocence next year. 2 tiny words will change the face of football next year, just as free agency did this year. It's called the salary cap, and as teams struggle to fit under that magic number, there are 2 considerations. What will it mean to the team, and what will it mean to you, the fan? Terry, was this a bad deal for the players?
I think that it was.
Some players have leverage, other players don't.
We are in virgin territory. I'm talking about the entire league.
Attention, NFL virgins. It is expected that player salaries for every NFL team next year will be capped somewhere in the $28 to $32 million range. So while free agency benefited some stars this year and forced other teams to re-sign their players at higher salaries or risk losing them, clearly these whopping salaries cannot be bestowed on everyone. And those teams whose owners have been especially generous will now have the most difficulty.
Wilbur Marshall and Gary Clark, that's why they're not here right now. Those were salary cap decisions. Those weren't football decisions. They were purely salary cap decisions.
Do you envision there might be a class system where there are a number of high-paid superstars and then 24 guys making the minimum wage?
I don't think there's any question that you're going to have a core of players on your football team that don't cost a lot of money that are going to play for you.
The 49ers and the Redskins have captured 7 Super Bowls and been in 11 of the last 12 NFC championships, in part because they've been willing to spend for veteran bench strength, for a Matt Millen or an Ernest Biner. But the imposing salary cap may deny an owner that luxury.
I kind of feel like the quality of the game's really going to go down, because what you're going to have, instead of where you've had these experienced players that have played 2, 3, 4, 5 years as backups, now all of a sudden they're going to be gone.
Do you see that this could be the end of dynasties like the 49ers, like the Redskins? Tough to hang on to all those guys.
I don't know if it'll be the end of a dynasties like that, but I think it'll be the end of fans really getting to know players and really, you know, feeling good about those players and supporting those players for long periods of time.
To fit under the cap, it will be expected that some players will take a pay cut rather than face unemployment. In Houston, the high price of quarterback Warren Moon and his backup Cody Carlson have people wondering if the team can afford to keep them both.
They should try and do something like they do in basketball, where sure, you can't go out and get free agents and bring them in and pay them a bunch of money, but to keep your own free agents, you should be able to go out and exceed the cap.
But one man's struggle is another man's opportunity. In cities where the payroll may be below the cap, a wealth of experienced free agents might well come a-callin'.
We have planned to try to use it to work to our, let's say, advantage.
It's a scary situation right now, and don't know the answers.
The cap is calculated on income derived from broadcast rights and ticket sales, and those revenues historically have risen.
We as players always have a lot of confidence in the ability of the owners to make money. They know how to make money, they'll continue to make money, and traditionally they do very well.
You know, socialism, it looks good on paper, but you can ask some people in Russia, it doesn't work that well.
Carmen Policy, the president of the 49ers, told me he disagrees with Terry Orr. He does not think the quality of the league will go down, but that the faster, more aggressive players will come along as the young kids are developed. He also thinks there will be enormous pressure now on the GM and on the scouting staff because the kids they draft, they must now project as starters. Greg and Terry, this could be the end of the aging superstar.
Well, because, you know, Charles Mann made a point about he didn't think that it'll affect dynasties. I think it will. I don't think you'll see dynasties anymore. Too much movement, so I don't think that's going to happen. There will be no 49ers of the 80s, Steelers of the 70s, etc. And the other thing is, as a player now, there's a lot of pride and a lot of ego involved when an owner comes to me as a player and says, look, we want you to take a 30% cut so that we can have this money for our superstar over here. I would have a hard time accepting that as a player. I would probably have no choice but to take it, but I wouldn't like it.
Interesting thing about this deal, on both sides of the fence, there are people who are saying that both sides are going to really hate this deal. The owners of the players are just not going to like it at all another year from now. We'll see. Thank you, Leslie. Charlie Casserly mentioned Wilbur Marshall, who was traded and got $2.9 million from the Oilers and then hurt his knee in preseason. Marshall, reunited with defensive coordinator Buddy Ryan, will start earning those big bucks today in his Houston debut. The Oilers meet the San Diego Chargers.
I'm just going to do the best I can. Getting back now. Trying to get the leg back in shape. Thought I could have played last week, but they kept me off the turf. So hopefully I can get a good start this week.
Also on the mend from a knee injury, Houston defensive lineman Lee Williams makes his first start of the season playing against his old team, San Diego. Williams and Marshall will be playing against a makeshift Charger offensive line, which is missing 2 starters. Coming up, we'll tell you about the pressure on Atlanta head coach Jerry Glanville, and we'll find out what's up with the 49ers starting quarterback who's just not the same old young.
He doesn't like power breakfast. He'll take a pass on poetry. Deep down, he's a grown-up Boy Scout. Way grown. He likes feeling clean and cool and very male. And he knows how to get there. Where have you guys been? Brute. Men are back.
When you buy a Super Color TV antenna from Radio Shack, you get a great value. Radio Shack has everything you need to make installation easy. Super Color's advanced technology gives you great picture quality and remarkable sound. Reception so clear.
Hey, great picture, huh, Howie? Yeah.
You'll feel like you're a part of the game. Just in time for football. 2 great Super Color antenna values for city, suburban, and long range from $24.88. Only at Radio Shack.
This is hydroplaning in less than an inch of water, and they're being pulled by Goodyear all-season AquaTread radials. AquaTread's deep groove design channels water away as you drive for outstanding traction. Hydroplaning, AquaTreading. Think about it.
What takes the cake? Smucker's Strawberry Preserves for a fresh taste. Jams are naturally fat-free, under 20 calories per teaspoon. Good taste starts here. With a name like Smucker's, it has to be good.
You'd be so nice to come home to. You'd be so nice by the fire. You'd be so nice. You'd be paradise to come home to.
Introducing Business Saver. Free faxes, movie, fitness center, and free local calls. And most Hiltons proudly offer AT&T long-distance service. Business Saver.
In a late start this afternoon, some of you will see the San Francisco 49ers host the winless Falcons, who are making 6 starting lineup changes today, including quarterback, where Bobby Hebert will start. Jerry Glanville brought Hebert off the bench last Sunday and sent Chris Miller to the sidelines. The lack of Miller time didn't sit well with the incumbent quarterback, as our Jim Gray discovered.
I think Jerry's, under a lot of pressure. The coaching staff, along with him, I guess, is, and he obviously didn't want to wait a long time, to make a change or to kind of stir some things up. But I think I was kind of, not used as the scapegoat or whatever. But, I didn't get an opportunity to play ball in the first half against New Orleans. I can kind of tell the way things were going. I didn't get a whole lot of work in the preseason, although the work I was in there, I did real well. And I could kind of feel things going on. I think it showed in my play on the field. I was out there playing tentative. I was out there when I was throwing the ball, worried about making mistakes, worried about throwing a pick, looking over my shoulder, going, okay, I know he's getting ready to come in or something like that.
Would you prefer to leave? Would you like to go elsewhere at this point?
After the year, yeah, definitely. I think I'm ready for a change of pace, a different place to play, just a different atmosphere, and maybe get somewhere out on the West Coast, close to where I live.
And now with the change in quarterbacks, the pressure lies on Glanville.
Is this a must-win game for this organization?
I think the most important game you have as an NFL coach is the next game. It's never changed. It'll never be any different. The most important game you'll ever coach is the next one.
Do you feel as though maybe you have to win this game to keep your job?
No, I've never been told anything like that. I would say no.
Do you feel the pressure? There's so much speculation surrounding you, Jerry.
No. What I try to do is the best job I can do every day. The only people that have said I'm going to lose my job are those people that are wishing that there's no foundation or truth, or no one's ever said that. But we have a lot of people that would rather make the news than to cover it.
49ers are still shaking their heads after losing Monday night to the Cleveland Browns. In just 2 games this year, Steve Young has thrown 6 interceptions after throwing just 7 all of last season. Matt Millen, a former teammate of Steve Young's, joins us now live from Candlestick Park with more. And Matt, you talked with Steve Young yesterday. How's he feeling? How's he doing?
Well, as soon as I saw him, the first question I asked and told him, I said, Steve, it looks like you're pressing. And the words out of his mouth were, boy, could you see it Monday night? So he himself knew it. The second thing that really became apparent is, although he won't talk about it, he's a proud guy and he won't take any blame, but I think that thumb is bothering him. On top of all that, yesterday he comes down with a touch of the flu, and he was hoping that this morning he was going to wake up feeling a lot better than he did yesterday.
Matt, do you feel like Steve came back too soon from that broken thumb?
Well, I think if you're the coaching staff of the 49ers, you want to get your best player out there, and obviously Steve Young is a guy. Did he come back too soon? Yeah, I don't think so, but when you watch the film, what you see is 3-4 passes, boom, right in a row, really on the money, and then the next one takes off on him. So he may not say that thumb is bothering him, but I got to think it is.
All right, Matt, thanks very much. Appreciate it. 2 big guns on the field Monday night when the Chiefs host the Broncos. Denver's John Elway is the league's top-rated quarterback. He faces Joe Montana. After sitting out last week, Montana will start. He's feeling better after bruising his right wrist in the opener and had 2 exceptional practices for the Chiefs this week.
It's getting better as time goes on, just hope that the work doesn't set it back any, or as little as possible anyway. It's got to a little bit, but in the whole it'll be all right.
Meanwhile, the league is taking a heads-up approach to safety and cracking down on players who use the crown of their helmet to hit opponents. The Jets' Ronnie Lott was not fined for a hit on Dolphins receiver Fred Banks last week. But we have learned that Lott did receive a letter from the league warning him that this tackle was borderline and to be careful in the future. And the league has ruled that Cardinals safety Chuck Cecil was guilty of misusing his helmet against the Redskins last week. For his helmet-removing hit on Ron Middleton, the league considered a 1-game suspension, but will probably fine Cecil instead, maybe as much as $25,000. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
The Lincoln Mark 8's revolutionary suspension automatically lowers the car at high speeds for better handling and less wind resistance, which raises the bar for everyone else. The Lincoln Mark 8. Drive everything else first.
Dave, you know your NyQuil works. What'd you do? You tried the latest thing, so you coughed all night. Got no rest. Ended up a zombie. And your proposal to the world's most demanding boss? Postponed until tomorrow, which means you can take NyQuil tonight. You're stupid, Dave, but lucky.
Vicks NyQuil, the nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, stuffy head fever so you can rest medicine. Also new NyQuil hot therapy.
If you demand more from an aftershave than that same old alcohol burn, you gotta try a brand new aftershave. New Sensitive from Old Spice. It's alcohol-free because alcohol burns. That's why they took it out and put these new cooling sensates in. For real refreshment to go with that great scent. It's proof aftershave doesn't have to hurt to work. So use New Sensitive, or you might get burned. Take the heat out of aftershave. Demand proof. Try new alcohol-free Sensitive from Old Spice.
You're looking at tinea pedis, commonly known as athlete's foot. But what's not commonly known is many types of fungus cause it. And to cure it all, you've got to kill it all. But today, there's a full prescription-strength medicine, the one most recommended by doctors, Lotrimin AF. The broad-spectrum power of Lotrimin AF doesn't just get some athlete's foot fungus, it kills it all. Lotrimin AF, the cure that gets it all.
1 o'clock kickoffs coming your way. The Redskins in Philadelphia, where the Eagles are looking to improve on a 10-game winning streak at home.
Got to rush. The Redskins have to rush the board at 58 yards to take the pressure off of Conklin.
The Los Angeles Rams will visit the New York Giants, who the Rams have won 3 times, their last 3 times into the Meadowlands. And Detroit is in New Orleans. The Saints, 67 points, the most in the NFL after 2 games. Those coming up for most of you. We thank you for joining us. Right now it's game time on the NFL Today. Enjoy, everyone.
This is CBS.
For centuries, the North Star has guided man's travels. Then the North Star system by Cadillac created a higher standard of automotive travel. Now its proven technologies will also guide the new Seville SLS, Eldorado, and coming October 7th, the North Star system will guide an entirely new class of luxury automobile, the Cadillac DeVille Concours. The advanced North Star system by Cadillac, creating a higher standard.
Nobody Beats the Whiz wants to take you far beyond ordinary television to a new standard of excellence. The JVC 55-inch widescreen TV. Pictures bigger and brighter than anything you've ever seen. 4 different viewing modes at a single touch. 3 built-in speakers and Dolby Pro Logic sound. Experience the future of home theater now. JVC and Nobody Beats the Whiz. The possibilities are limitless.
It seems the more time goes by, the fancier trucks get.
Just a bunch of chrome and snazzy stripes.
What the?
Phew, Chef.
No. So Mazda went and asked folks what a truck should be.
I need a real truck.
And learned one very important lesson.
You don't run through mud in ballet slippers.
Introducing the bigger.
It's bigger.
Meaner. All-new Mazda truck. The only import with a 4-liter V6 and 1 monster warranty.
Better told my dinosaur.
The new Mazda truck.
I like my dinosaurs. A good dinosaur.
Mazda. It just feels right.
Today's game is sponsored locally by your Mazda dealer.
Join us for Eyewitness News.
Tonight at 6:30 and 11.
It's a glorious day in the city by the bay as the NFL on CBS brings you an NFC West matchup. The Atlanta Falcons and the San Francisco 49ers. Hello, everyone. I'm Tim Ryan here at Candlestick Park. 2 teams in the NFC West, both off to shaky starts, both having the same kinds of problems, both hoping to repair them today. I'm joined by Matt Millen here at Candlestick. And Matt, we're seeing 2 teams struggling here in the early going, both with quarterback questions, both with problems on defense. Down in Atlanta, they have gone to Bobby Hebert quarterback.
Yeah, and it was a pretty simple decision. Chris Miller wasn't getting anything done. They brought in Bobby Hebert, and almost automatically points started happening on the board. And Bobby Hebert is a guy who knows how to play this game. He's been here. He brings some improvisation that they haven't had to that offense, but offense isn't the problem. Defense is the problem, where they're dead last in the National Football League. One guy, though, who knows how to play the game, they went out and brought him from San Francisco, is Pierce Holt. Pierce Holt is playing like the all-pro that he was last year, and he's having a great year so far this year.
Special enthusiasm as he returns here to Candlestick today, no doubt. Now for the 49ers, of course, Steve Young, 6 interceptions in 2 games. Media on him, and he's not feeling real good.
Yeah, not only is he not feeling good about his thumb, he's not feeling good about the turnovers. He's got the flu. I saw him before the game. He's shivering and shaking. He's looking for a shot of adrenaline to get him going. I think it's going to be very important for him to start fast. That defense right now is lacking identity. They don't really know who they are. They're young. They're looking to get a good head start to see the game today. Watch for them to start fast, and a good, strong defense will carry them, Tim.
Well, the Falcons will have the ball first, and I think they have to feel good about that. They would very much like to get a jump on the 49ers here today. George Seifert on the sidelines for the 49ers, hoping to get them turned around from last week's defeat. They lead in this series, and last year, as you can see, they absolutely killed the Falcons, scoring 97 points to 20 in sweeping Atlanta in the 2-game series in the NFC West. Tony Smith is the deep man. David Mims back there with him, and Eric Pegram. And Pegram will be starting on offense today as the running back for Atlanta. They have made a number of changes. We'll document those for you. Kofor's kickoff deep in the end zone near the end line. And Smith will not bring that out. Bobby Hebert, the former New Orleans Saint quarterback, coming over as a free agent to Atlanta and stepping in game 2 as Miller struggled. This is his offensive front. Ken with Roman Fortin starting for the injured Lincoln Kennedy, and although Kennedy is expected to play, Dukes, Hinton, and Whitfield. Kennedy with a sore toe. Pegram, the running back, Risen, Hill, Pritchard, and Haynes, the 4 wide receivers. And evidently they've decided to give Kennedy a shot with his sore turf toe and all on first down from the 20-yard line. Pegram would hold off tackle right, and Pegram spins his way out near the 28-yard line. Defensively for the San Francisco 49ers, they're starting with their dime defense against this 4 wide receiver set. So Kelly and Harrison on the outside, 2 linebackers, Washington and Dennis Brown in the middle. Hall and McDonald, a pair of safeties with linebacker Bill Romanowski, and then 4 backs, Griffin, Davis, Magruder, and Hanks. Second down and just a long yard for a first down for Atlanta at their 29-yard line. Pegram again. Another good hole at the left side this time as the 3rd-year man from North Texas State picks up the first down out to the 40-yard line, tripped up by Magruder.
Tim, I think the important thing right here is Atlanta really got away from being a run-and-shoot team, and they turned into a shoot-and-run team. Right now, these first 2 plays, they're countering what San Francisco has done by giving them a dime look, and they're just coming out and they're becoming a run-and-shoot again. So what happens, you get the defense, give you the nickel, you just pound the ball up there. So far, 2 good runs and another first down.
Again. Huge hole for him, and nice running by Pegram. A first down to the 49er 42-yard line where Tim McDonald got him.
Hey, this is easy to see what June Jones wanted to do. He's going to come out and know he's going to get the look. We're just going to run the ball right up, and everything happens right here. Watch the blocking up front. It's a draw. Just run Pegram right up. I tell you have to get people to tackle the ball carrier, especially in that front. Those nickel people have to turn into linebackers in this kind of situation.
Steve Broussard has come in for Drew Hill as one of the 4 wideouts. Broussard can also be at running back today. Eric Dickerson on the sidelines with a neck injury. Actually, vertebrae high in his spinal column near the neck. This is Broussard. And not much room for Broussard. A flag down late. Good defensive reaction by the 49ers as they brought Broussard off the wing. Hanks made the tackle.
And that was an excellent job by Merton Hanks coming up and forcing Broussard to get wide. You got a face mask there on San Francisco.
Referee is Red Cashin today. He'll give us the official word.
Face mask. 5 yards by the defense. Still first down.
Face mask call against Hanks. 5 yards for grasping it. And a first down for the Falcons at the 49er 42-yard line. Pardon me, the 37-yard line. And New Orleans over Detroit today. And Pittsburgh beating up on Cincinnati. Those finals are in. Seattle, a squeaker over New England. The quarterbacks against each other, Meyer and Bledsoe. On first down and 5, Pegram picks up about 3, maybe 4. Dickerson, who had a good game running last week against New Orleans, bothered by a recurring neck injury that he originally suffered back in 1984. And so today, the Falcons playing it safe with that. He may have some further medical examinations next week. He is not in the lineup. Pegram, third-year man, number 6 pick in 91, is the starter. Second and a long 2. Pegram close to the first down, but a good defensive play by Brown right at the point of attack.
Bobby Hebert right there did an excellent job. He saw something. It took a little time to get it out. He audibled at the line of scrimmage. Bobby Hebert told us last night one of the problems with this run and shoot offense was there wasn't enough there wasn't enough flexibility in that offense. He could get stuck in that run and shoot, and there was no way to get out of it. Right there, he had the time to audible.
On third down, they need a yard. Pegram diving has it. Inside the 30 of San Francisco.
There's Pegram. They like Pegram. He's kind of in between Broussard with all the movement and Dickerson who needs that big hole to blow right through it. What they like about him is he's not afraid. He'll stick his nose in there, give him the ball. He heads straight for the hole. You saw it right there. They needed that 1 yard. He just commits himself and throws himself through for the first.
From the 29-yard line, Atlanta's opening drive, 49er territory. San Francisco showing blitz. They bring it from McDonald, and Pegram can't hold on to the pass from Bobby Hebert as he got a bump from Dennis Brown and the charge from Martin Harrison on Hebert.
One of the things that San Francisco did not want to do is have to develop a rush by bringing the blitz all the time. That was going to put them one-on-one on the corners. They didn't want to have to do that. They'd like to generate a rush with their down 4 people, but to date they haven't been able to do that. They're looking for a big, strong pass rusher, and he hasn't yet emerged.
Second down and 10, Atlanta. Draw again inside for Pegram. Broke 1 tackle, and now 3 49ers bring him down after a gain of 4. Hanks is there, and Griffin with Romanowski.
A nice hole, and now that starts us right up front with the blocking. You're going to watch the draw. Watch Pegram 33. Everybody just stays on people. In this, you just let a back like Pegram just find your open hole right there. See that? They tried to trap outside. Pegram shows his strength. He's fighting it, picking up the yardage. Brings up a third.
He's got 52 yards already in 7 carries. June Jones, the offensive architect, going with the running attack, has been successful in this first series. Hebert has time. He's got a man one-handed and then dropped. Incomplete. Andre Rison. Rison looked like he had made a one-handed catch.
Watch Andre Rison on. This is perfect. Andre Rison told us that Don Griffin gives him the most problem in the league. He's such a good cover guy. This should be a catch. Andre Rison is the caliber receiver he is. That should be a first down, Tim.
Instead, they'll try for a 42-yard field goal. Norm Johnson. And it is good. So Atlanta opens the scoring here in the first quarter on their opening drive. It's 3-0 Atlanta.
Loose-fitting jeans. A loose interpretation of the original.
As expected, the shape is new and beautiful. As expected, it's quieter and has more space. As expected, there are dual airbags and anti-lock brakes. As expected, the automotive world once again revolves around one car. The new Accord EX from Honda. As expected.
Come on, push yourself. Put your heart into it. Be tough.
I'm not gonna pay a lot for this muffler.
More feeling.
I'm not gonna pay a lot for this muffler.
Now that I'm in the Meineke corner, if anyone says you have to pay a lot to get high-quality muffler service, you know what to tell them.
I am not going to pay a lot for this muffler.
By George, I think he's got it.
Now more than ever, at Meineke, you're not going to pay a lot, but you'll get a lot.
I guarantee it.
Tim Ryan with Matt Millen at Candlestick Park, where the Falcons have a 3-0 lead, scoring on their opening series, 42-yard field goal.
There's June Jones, the offensive coordinator. It's no surprise that they came out running the ball. Last week against New Orleans, they wanted to come out and establish a run so they wouldn't have to get into a passing game, one against the other, you know. And what happened right here today? They went out, established the run. Previous to this, their longest run from scrimmage had been 10 yards. They came out, they got something going, and this is the position they wanted to be in.
Ampley and Dexter Carter are the deep men for the 49ers as Johnson will kick it off. Carter from the 1. Bumped into his own man, but got over the 20-yard line. So the 49ers will have their first offensive opportunity. Steve Young will bring them on with a flu and a sore thumb and some media criticism here in the Bay Area, and hoping to get them back on track. Wallace, McIntyre, Sapolu, Tam, Barton, and Jones, the tight end. Waters and Logan, the running backs. Rice and John Taylor, the wide receivers. Taylor goes up wide to the left. Rice in motion behind the ball. Wide open is Logan out of the backfield, and he has a first down to the 36-yard line. Scott Case on the tackle. 15 yards. Defensively, Atlanta with Gann, Holt, former 49er, Gardner and Bryan returning to the lineup for the first time this season. Solomon moves to the left corner today. Jesse Tuggle and Darian Connor, the other linebackers. And in the secondary, Tracy Eaton replacing Jeff Donaldson at safety as Jerry Glanville has shaken up his lineup somewhat. On first down, Waters for about 3, close to the 40-yard line.
I mentioned to you before the game, I saw Steve Young prior to the game, and he had the flu. He was shaking. He's trying to get as warm as he could, you know, and he was really concerned. I spoke to him later on the field. He said he was waiting for his energy to kick in, and what that means, he was waiting for adrenaline to give him a shot so he could get it over. He is going to have to start fasting because I think at the beginning of the game, he's going to feel the best he's going to feel all day.
Chuck Smith has come in along with Jumpy Geathers now on second and long defensively for Atlanta. Waters out the left side. Scott Case came up to make a good defensive play, holding him to about a 4-yard pickup.
There's Ricky Waters. I like Ricky Waters as a football player. What he does well, see, you look at him and he looks pretty. He's one of those guys you think he's going to make all those moves and do all of his dancing. All of a sudden, he turns his shoulders up, and I'll tell you, boom, he hits it quick. And he's tough, he's strong, and he's smart, but most important, he loves to play. Ricky Waters loves to play football, and it shows every time he touches the ball.
Third down on a yard, and the 49ers going with 3 wide receivers, 1 running back, Waters, on 3rd and short. Rice, first down.
Oh, yeah, nice time right there to throw that ball, too. And the pass rush of the Atlanta Falcons isn't great. Pierce Holt is the best pass rusher they have. And the guy who gets that job today right here, number 64, Ralph Tam, who's playing with a heel injury, this is how you play. You know he's going to try to go quick under. Ralph just locks up. Looks like a nice hold right there. Whoa, look at that right there. That was nice.
That's WWF stuff there.
Yeah. What that does is allow Jerry Rice to sit down in the zone and do what he does best, run after the catch.
49ers now in Atlanta territory. Young on the money to Rice again, and Rice with a flag down has first down yardage. Gain of about 12, the flag at the line of scrimmage.
And that's right in that area where it's going to be a hole. It looks like to me the umpire threw it quick.
Clip.
Oh, clip.
Against the Niners. So the first down play will be called back on the good pass play from Young to Jerry Rice, who has had a lot of success against Atlanta.
It's easy to see why his
Personal
eyes get
foul,
big.
shot block. Number 64 on the offense. 15 yards, still first down.
Chop block call against Ralph Tam. We were just talking about him, and we saw Holt put a hold on him that he got away with on the previous play.
Well, he's a scrapper. Ralph Tam will do whatever it takes, and it means to chop. Hey, then you chop. You got to hold, you hold. Watch it at the end. Watch 64 Ralph Tam. Holt beats him with the arm over. That's a chop. That's illegal.
Waters now breaks the tackle, and Waters running hard.
Tim, that's a perfect example of how strong of a runner he is. He looks so pretty. You see those legs all over the place, but he turns it up, and once he gets his shoulders squared to the line of scrimmage, man, he's blown through that hole. Ricky Waters is one strong runner.
19 yards on that one to the Atlanta 43-yard line. It'll leave second down and 6.
You know, I spoke with Pierce Holt prior to the game, given the reputation of the offensive line with always cutting people and chopping people. He knew that. He knew that that kind of stuff goes on every week, so he's ready for it.
The protection for Young, deep to Jerry Rice, incomplete.
Tim, I got to tell you, just like Andre Rison should have made that catch, this should be a catch for the man of the stature of Jerry Rice. Big cushion. Now watch how Jerry Rice, he eats that cushion up fast, blows off the ball, he shrinks it, gives a little stutter. Now the ball's in the air, make the adjustment. Jerry Rice should make this catch. See, that should be a first down, goal to go. Rison drops one, Rice drops one. Shouldn't happen.
Vinnie Clark had the coverage, and not bad either on Rice. That was a perfectly thrown ball by Young. Third down and 6. Waters has the first down yardage.
Oh, I like that. That's nice. The 49er offense, what they did is they stretched that inside, put their receivers out wide, made you adjust, and then they ran the trap right up the middle, right inside.
The Eagles have gone ahead of Washington. It's been a seesaw battle, 4 seconds left. Waters now with 35 yards on 4 carries. 49er first down at the Atlanta 36-yard line.
The Atlanta Falcons rush defense really is non-existent. They rely completely on Pierce Holt to make a lot of plays. Mo Gardner's in there from side to side, but if you're going to pound them, they're going to have trouble.
Flare out to Rice. Good defensive reaction that time. It was Vinnie Clark coming up quickly.
Boy, Vinnie Clark, he saw that fast. As soon as they ran that quick, Vinnie Clark was on a full sprint right for Jerry Rice. That's a nice catch by Rice and had the body presence come back inside. But I tell you what, if he would have hesitated for a second, Vinnie Clark, he would have drilled him. Opening drive on the first two. That's what they got to stop. You got to come out and get settled. You have to establish something to work off of. They go right down the field on you and open it. It just kills them.
Yeah. Young swings it out for Jones, the tight end. And he picks up about 8. Pulled down by Eaton. And Pickens, the cornerback, 39. Tracy Eaton, number 32.
Brent Jones, when I've watched him on film, 2 things really stand out. Number one, it's easy to forget about him. You have all those receivers and all the weapons, and all of a sudden Brent Jones is just kind of left out. So the defense does that to him. Secondly, he's a much better blocking tight end than I've seen. He's a good effort guy. He's not going to blow you off the ball, but he'll stay in your way. He'll hold on to you. He'll just kind of be a nuisance, and it's enough for Waters to get through.
Third down, about 2. Inside the 30, a lot of time for Young. Now he's got a man with it behind Rice, intercepted. Vinnie Clark.
bizarre plays I've seen. Steve Wallace put the hammer on Vinnie Clark.
And grabbed the football. Tackle Steve Wallace, slow to get up. What a play.
This is another ball Jerry Rice should have. Watch this. Wide open, all kinds of time, allows him to come back across the formation. It's a little behind him. Vinnie Clark gets tipped. You know, 4 of the 6 interceptions that Steve Young has thrown have come off of tipped balls. Now you make that 5. Now watch the hit at the end. Watch this. Here comes Steve.
We'll be back after that bizarre play in a moment.
Ignition? Check. Tachometer? Check. Anti-lock brakes? Check. Air conditioning? Check. Dual airbags? Check. Check. Cruise control? Check. Power sunroof? Check. 7-speaker stereo? Check, 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 check.
The Prelude VTEC from Honda. Check it out.
Without an opposable thumb, a species cannot advance. It cannot organize. It cannot create. It cannot snack. Therefore, they get no nachos. Presenting a new order of nachos from Taco Bell. Cheesy. New beefy. And the most evolved nacho, Nacho Supreme with sour cream. Taco Bell nachos. It's cool to be human.
This is a Goodyear Aquatread, and this is a gallon of water. Aquatread's deep groove design channels water away. At highway speeds, it moves a gallon of water every second for outstanding wet traction. Aquatread, only from Goodyear.
When you get zapped by circumstances beyond your control, it's good to know that MetLife works hard to pay your claim promptly. Get Met. It pays.
CBS sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by American Honda, who has been making quality cars in America for the past 10 years. Intel, the computer inside. Levi's loose-fitting jeans. And by the American Express card. Don't leave home without it.
We're back at Candlestick Park. Logan on first down after that bizarre play. The Lady Luck shining on San Francisco.
Yeah, it looked like Steve Wallace just took it out of his hand, but Ralph Tam appears to have knocked the ball loose. And watch the handoff. That's a perfect quarterback, running back handoff, and Steve Wallace just levels it and then gets leveled himself by Rick Bryan.
Wallace was up under his own power. Second down, about a yard to go after the run by Logan, and right on top of it was Pierce Holt. Burying Logan.
What a shot, Pierce Holt. Hey, that when you try to fake an all-pro, you just can't do it. Watch this guy right here. Watch Pierce Holt. They're going to try to influence trap him. They miss him completely. Boom, right in the face. Nice shot by Pierce Holt.
Harry Boatswain has come in to replace Steve Wallace, who left under his own power after that collision in which he recovered the fumble.
This man right here, Pierce Holt, that is a pro's pro. Plays hard all the time, nonstop. You hate playing against him. You love playing with him. He'll make things happen, and that's why he's out there.
Roger Harper into the safety position for Atlanta. Young under pressure, just got the ball away. And it was Holt in there again, and Jumpy Geathers. Geathers with a sore calf in to help that pass rush, number 97.
Well, Jumpy Geathers might be one of the strongest defensive linemen in all of football. In fact, in my opinion, he probably is the strongest guy. He will just pick people up, take him back, and throw him at the quarterback. And what that does is in the pass rush, it creates no passing lanes. You just pressure straight ahead.
Kofer will attempt to tie things up here for the 49ers and credit the Atlanta defense on that series. Bad luck and all, they forced the field goal try. 46-yarder is good. So we have a tie football game at Candlestick Park.
This simple outside says inside you'll find a lasting commitment to performance.
The Intel 486DX2 processor. Power for today's hottest software. And the Intel Pentium processor. For the next generation of compatible power. That's Intel, the computer inside.
The interior of the Honda Civic was developed with a sunblock to help protect the fabric from fading and cracking over the life of the car. So while you may have a limit on your time in the sun, the Civic doesn't. See you tomorrow.
The hands, to me, are the most important part of sports. And I began to realize my hands was quick when I started picking cotton. At that time, blacks could not play in the major leagues. In my mind, I was saying, this is something I really want. And sure enough, in 1953, I signed with the Cubs. I've been a member of the Hall of Fame since 1977. I've been an American Express card member since 1989.
American Express is welcomed at the Hall of Fame and anywhere else people go to dream.
2:04 remaining first quarter as the 49ers have tied it up on Kofer's 46-yard field goal. A bizarre series of circumstances keeping the ball in position for the 49ers. And Steve Wallace, who was the guy who recovered that fumble, is on the sidelines apparently with a concussion. We're not sure that he's going to get back in to this football game. So they have Harry Boatswain, the second-year man from New Haven, playing at the left tackle spot. Smith from the 3-yard line of Atlanta. And Smith out to the 24 of the Falcons. Stopped there by Nate Singleton, number 88. And we will be back at Candlestick Park with a tie game in just a moment.
Honey, we're leaving in 10 minutes.
While virtual reality isn't quite here yet, the car is. The new Accord from Honda.
Which 800 service gives you the best shot at sales? Well, if there's a problem, only AT&T guarantees to reroute your calls in less than a second. That should keep your pockets full. One more reason to choose AT&T 800 service, the best in the business.
See these as catalogs and print them in a month. See them as documents and print them electronically in days. It saved one company $350,000 a year. See your documents differently. Call 1-800-ASK-XEROX, the document company.
There are lots of firsts in life where First Interstate Bank just can't help you. But there are firsts where First Interstate can be a big help, like helping you fulfill a dream. Then we'll do everything possible to make it come true. And because there's so many times when no one can help you, when it comes to banking, come to First Interstate Bank and we'll go out of our way to help you, as long as we can.
We're at Candlestick Park tied at 3. The Giants and the Eagles are 3-0. The Eagles with Cunningham to Calvin Williams. 4 seconds left to beat the Redskins. And New Orleans getting another victory today. Seattle getting their first win of the season. It is first down. Atlanta at the 24-yard line. Pegram. Niners string him out after a gain of 3. He is nailed down on the infield dirt by Martin Harrison. Close to a 4-yard pickup.
That big offensive line, when you look at Atlanta, boy, that offensive line just stands right out at you. But what you really notice is they're young at that left guard spot. And they really are expecting number 66, Lincoln Kennedy, to fill a void there. And he's big enough to fill any void.
Several voids. #1 pick from Washington, 335 pounds. Hebert under pressure, and he is sacked. First sack of the afternoon. Martin Harrison is there. And Todd Kelly.
There was nowhere to throw this ball, and that allowed Harrison to get there. Watch him come over Whitfield to the right side of your screen. Takes the beltway all the way around. There was enough pressure inside that Hebert couldn't get the ball off. When you watch Martin Harrison, what you really see is you don't see anything that really stands out in terms of great strength. Doesn't have great speed, doesn't have great strength, but he always is around the ball. He's a player who just happens to be there, and you got to have that.
Getting his chance today in the dime was a pass rusher from the outside with Kelly. Third down, 15, Pegram. Out to the 30-yard line. Good running by Eric Pegram. Romanowski made the tackle there, but Atlanta will have to punt. Carter awaiting the punt from Harold Alexander, the rookie's first punt of the afternoon, as time winds down. And they'll turn it around and punt it from the other direction, because that is the end of the first quarter with the score. The Atlanta Falcons 3, the San Francisco 49ers 3.
You're looking at tinea pedis, commonly known as athlete's foot. But what's not commonly known is many types of fungus cause it. And to cure it all, you've got to kill it all. But today, there's a full prescription-strength medicine, the one most recommended by doctors, Lotrimin AF. The broad-spectrum power of Lotrimin AF doesn't just get some athlete's foot fungus, it kills it all. Lotrimin AF, the cure that gets it all.
Far from Bourbon Street, in its own little corner of the Garden District, is the most fabled house in New Orleans, the Maple Street Children's Bookshop, where the folks who write the books also read them. So if you go, bring your wildest imagination and your Visa card, because at Maple Street, they'll take you on a truly magical journey, but they won't take American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
Hi, this has to be in LA tomorrow.
No problem, sir.
LAX, prepare for approach. With express mail from the Postal Service, you're never left in the dark.
Yes, your package is in LA and will be delivered.
Morning.
From just $9.95, we track, we trace, we deliver for you.
It's the birth of a brand new season.
Try to relax between contractions.
I'm a man! I can't have a baby!
Northern exposure.
Here it comes!
The due date is Monday.
We're back at Candlestick Park. Tim Ryan with Matt Millen, tied at 3 to begin the second quarter. And you know who Joe is. Off in Kansas City, his shadow lingering here over Steve Young in the minds of many fans and much of the media as well. Punt taken by Carter at the 49er 25-yard line. He's got some room. Tripped up with a diving tackle. Flagged down. It was Tracy Eden who got him, or it would have been only the punter to beat down the sideline. 15-yard return. Looks like a hold against the 49ers on the
during the run back. Illegal block. Number 90 of the receivers. 10 yards. First down at 10.
Yeah, they caught Darren Jordan.
Well, next Sunday here on CBS, doubleheader action with the early game showing the Packers and the Vikings, the Rams at Houston, Tampa Bay at Chicago, Phoenix at Detroit, a big day. Then in game 2, the 49ers will be taking on the New Orleans Saints. Saints winners earlier today. It all starts at 12:30 Eastern with the NFL Today. First down, Young intended for Taylor, and there's going to be a penalty against Clark, who got a hold of Taylor's arm, and I'm not sure that was going to be catchable.
Not only that, but it may have been within the 5-yard bump rule.
Well, did he bump him or grab him? It looked like he kind of grabbed his arm, but I don't think the ball was going to be there for Taylor to catch, even if he had been unimpeded.
They call a holding. And
yeah, he grabbed him. I don't think there's much argument about that on Clark.
And Jerry Glanville's saying that ball got tipped. You know, if the ball is tipped, it's almost anything goes.
That's right.
Holding, number 27 on the defense. The ball was tipped, but holding is a foul anyway. 5 yards, first down.
First, let's see if the ball's tipped.
Well, the referee said it was. Hard to tell on that replay, but Red Cash and the referee quite firm saying that's a foul anyway. It's Clark got a hand on him, so it is first down, 49ers at their 30-yard line. Logan picks up another Niner first down to the 42. Darian Connor and Jesse Tuggle made the tackle.
Nice short underneath route to Logan, but he had the time, and the reason he has time are guys like this. Watch Harris Barton right here. Harris Barton is an all-pro. He's coming in, still being bothered by the knee, but he's never out of position. Always uses his hands, always has his feet. He's always 100% right. This is one of those guys, if you're counting on a guy, Harris Barton's a guy to count on.
Tim Green has come in Pierce Holt's tackle position on this play. This is Waters with a lot of running room. Pickens is blocked from behind. There'll be a flag. Pickens, the only guy that had a shot at him, and he was knocked down from behind. Good running by Waters.
Good strong running by Waters, and pretty at the end.
25-yard gain. There'll be a clip likely against San Francisco. Illegal block. Not a clip, but an illegal block from behind, and I believe Jerry Rice, the man who committed it.
During the run, illegal block, number 80, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. It's still a first down.
Let's watch Jerry Rice. One of the things he does very, very well is block downfield. And that doesn't look like much to me. And there's the flag. Watch Rick Bryan. He's see him running off the field. That's Rick Bryan. He has no idea where he's supposed to be. Heck, all else fails, cover Jerry Rice.
It's a first down, Niners, after a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the ball, and they pick up 4. Gardner tripping him up.
That one confuses me. You have a quarterback with a tough thumb. He's got the flu, so let him run the football on a quarterback draw.
Yeah, that might have been his decision. Who knows?
I'll tell you, Steve Young is one tough guy. He's mentally tough, but he's feeling the pressure. The pressure he's feeling mostly is coming from himself, and that pressure will always be there because he's his toughest critic.
Young flushed and takes off running again. Takes a good tough hit. Jesse Tuggle met him head on. He's short of the first down by about 2 yards.
He should be thankful Jesse Tuggle hit him with his stomach.
Well, if he was looking for an adrenaline flow, he got it right there, didn't he?
He's got his shot. It wasn't adrenaline. When I played here with Steve Young, look at it. You see that right there in the back of his helmet? You know what that means? That means he ducked his head. That's fear. That's a fear stripe right there.
Yeah, I think that's black from the Atlanta numbers on the belly of Jesse Tuggle. Third down and about 2.5. Waters may be short, and the ball is loose. Falcons say they have it.
That's good. That's good, solid defense by that up front group.
It is Atlanta ball. Chuck Smith, number 90, comes up with it. The second-year man from Tennessee.
Transition time. Let's see if that Atlanta Falcon offense can come back and put some points on the board.
Some people get nasal congestion, but if you get sinus congestion, use a sinus spray like Sinex. Only Sinex has a decongestant plus Vicks Vapors, so you can feel your swollen passages open up. For sinus, think Sinex.
After a while, it became a little too much to bear. So I headed to True Value and asked if there was anything I could do. Bob told me there was and gave me some very detailed instructions. get used to the roller coaster, but the dripping faucet was really getting on my nerves.
Coming September 24th.
You gonna lead us to the promised land?
They have to work together.
I taught him that.
To survive.
Let's go!
The program. Rated R.
A turnover by the 49ers, and this has been their problem in the early going this season.
Chuck Smith came up with a fumble. Watch Ricky Watters try to spit right there. Chuck Smith hits him and then strips the ball. Ball comes loose. The ball's spinning right on top of him. Hey, it's like free-for-all.
And Atlanta comes up with it. Smith making the recovery. So far, you can see San Francisco with 118 total yards to 57. And down at the bottom there, we mentioned early in the game, Dickerson not in action today because of his injured back, high near his neck area.
You see there's 2 drops right here by Jerry Rice. Now, one of them he should have had down along the goal line. The second one, I expect him to make those catches, but watch Jerry Rice right here. Comes across. Jerry Rice, the caliber of receiver he is, I guess I expect a lot out of him. That's a tough catch to make.
This is this bizarre play that after the interception, Wallace winds up with the ball, and then he had to leave with a concussion. So about 4 different things happen on one play. Niners wound up with their field goal following it. Hebert on first down. Michael Haynes cutting across the middle as he did so effectively in the comeback attempt last week for Atlanta that fell short by 3 points. 17-yard gain.
Michael Haynes is the kind of player that he can make things happen because he's just got tremendous speed. Every defensive back you talk to about Michael Haynes just says he can just run right by him. And what he does, he gets you back on your heels, and then he'll come back underneath. Right there, they used him kind of like Jerry Rice. Just let him use his speed, clear everything out, and run all the way across the field.
49ers have Mark Thomas in the game on the defensive front. Second-year man from North Carolina State. On first down, Pegram picks up almost 8. Romanowski with the charge. And Washington with the tackle.
Tim, I got to tell you right now, I think the Atlanta Falcons are winning the battle up front. That offensive line providing all kinds of running room for Pegram. They're pushing him off the ball. And this is what they've lacked in the first 2 games.
73 yards rushing for Pegram so far. We're just underway in the second quarter. 49ers continue to struggle against the run. 2nd and 2. Hebert for Haynes, and Haynes, a spin move, gets back to the line of scrimmage. That play didn't work at all. Dennis Brown made the tackle.
Good hustle by Dennis Brown. They tried to run that quick screen out there to Michael Haynes. Dennis Brown just turns and runs to the ball. A good defensive line will always get to the ball. Watch Dennis Brown at the end of the play. After the ball's thrown on the quick, you're going to see him. He gets the pressure, now turn and run to the ball. Excellent hustle. That's good defensive line play.
Leaves 3rd down and 2. Just at the 40-yard line of San Francisco. The crowd getting into it now for the Niner defense. And Pegram delivers for the Atlanta Falcons. First down to the 35-yard line. Running behind 2nd-year tackle Whitfield. Bob Whitfield, a Stanford star.
Yeah, they like Whitfield and Hinton. They like that side. Whenever they've wanted to come up with some yardage, 77 yards, you're averaging 7 yards a carry. They've just been powering right behind Hinton and Whitfield, that right side of the Atlanta offense. Right there, Whitfield, 2nd-year guy out of Stanford. Big, strong guy. Really developing, coming on this year, Tim.
Bob Whitfield says, I should be a Pro Bowler. I will be a Pro Bowler. I might be a Pro Bowler this year.
You keep talking about it long enough, pretty soon it happens.
That's a kid with some confidence. Matt LaBounty now comes in, number 93 for the 49ers, joining Washington and Mark Thomas. They're trying everybody. Hebert deep. He's got a man open, but it's too high. Risen went up for it. Incomplete.
And he just put too much air under that ball, but he had all kinds of time. Watch Bob Whitfield right at the bottom of your screen right here, number 70, and up top, Chris Hinton. This is the reason why he's having time. Hinton on LaBounty just manhandled him. And Whitfield, all kinds of time from that side. The other side of the ball, breaks down right at the end, but that's enough time to get that ball off. He put too much air underneath that ball.
2nd and 10. Falcons, 35-yard line of San Francisco. We're tied at 3 here in the second quarter. Pegram dances his way and breaks a tackle en route to another first down.
This is the problem they've been having here in San Francisco. They haven't been able to stop the run consistently. They just get those big bodies on you, and it's like they lack the instinct up front. This is what we talked about. They don't really have an identity. They don't have somebody to say, all right, things are going tough, you take over. We can't lean on you. They need somebody to emerge, and they have not found him.
They're going to measure this one, Matt. The mark may have it just short. Be very close. No, he's got it. Pegram doing the job, up to 87 yards.
I'll tell you why I like Pegram in that backfield instead of Dickerson. Eric Dickerson is a kind of the back that you have to blow him off the ball straight ahead. Open a hole and let him run right through it. Pegram's got a little magic. You get him in the hole. If it's not there, boom, he can bounce outside, try to take a little crack, turn his shoulders, use a little jitterbug move, get back to the outside. That's what he's done in the first half. Picked up a lot of yards.
Officially 88 on 12 carries. Dickerson had 87 last week and 23 carries, which was a good day. But Pegram's having an outstanding day. Hebert is whacked, but he got the ball out to Haynes. Not much of a gain on the play, but Hebert took a tremendous shot right up the middle. Safety blitz from Merton Hanks.
Yeah, Merton Hanks jumped right in his. That was a great football play. Very well played on both sides of the ball. Watch the timing of Merton Hanks right here. Watch, it's going to open up. See the lane? That's a passing lane. Up in the air, try to block it. Hebert does a great job of getting it off, and more important, it was complete. That's a good football play all the way around. High marks for offense and defense.
3-yard gain, 2nd and 7. Ball at the Niner 23-yard line. Hebert flips it inside for Pegram. And he is just hauled down from behind by Tim McDonald, or he had a long gain ahead.
We talked about who has to step up. Well, this is the guy that they can rely on, Tim McDonald. Now watch the pass block. He's going to dump it back underneath. He's got a lane. He's got a way to go. Now, we want somebody to make the play, and at this point, Tim McDonald is making too many plays. A safety shouldn't have to make all the plays that Tim McDonald is making. Watch the pursuit. See the flip back underneath. Now he's got a lane to go.
3rd down along 2. Pegram again, and Pegram has the first down. He's been unstoppable here in this first half.
And that was what I was talking about with Eric Pegram. See what he does? The play was designed to go over that right side again, and it wasn't there. But he had the presence to bounce back. Watch right here. See, it's going to stop right here. See this? Here's the hole right in here. See? Got a nice block right there by Jamie Dukes, and he's able to have the vision and bounce. See that right there? That's beautiful. Jamie Dukes on Bill Romanowski was just enough to get the crack and get the first down.
10th play of this drive. 92 yards for Eric Pegram. Not a big guy, but he's been running effectively inside. And here he is again on a little draw. This time they get him. But even that effort there, he winds up stretching out for about 3.
And that was a very slow developing trap. They tried to pull Chris Hinton across, and it just never really got there. But this guy is there. Look, 94, a career high in the second quarter. If they don't stop this now, they being the San Francisco 49er front down people, if they don't stop, June Jones is going to have a field day calling this because he has them off balance. You have the pass going and the run going, and when they're both going, you have nothing to settle back to.
This is a passing team, well known for their pass offense. So when he goes to it, it can still be very effective. Now Hebert, that's tipped, almost picked up. Tipped near the line of scrimmage by Mark Thomas, and almost picked off by Magruder.
Sometimes what happens, you get blocked at the line of scrimmage like Mark Thomas was, and he had the presence to get his hands up, knock that ball down. Now, we talked about them being a shoot and run team, which is what we've seen on film. Atlanta had been shoot, which is pass, and run second. But obviously, with this graphic, you can see with the 15 runs, they're really back to their run-and-shoot form, which they like and are comfortable with.
They have a third down. Touchdown, Andre Rison. Perfect delivery from Bobby Hebert. And Rison open in the end zone.
Well, they took a crapshoot. They rolled the dice in the crapshoot. Alan Grant is going to end up man-to-man with Andre Rison. He'll be coming to the right side of your screen. He gets the time. You see him locked up man-to-man. The safety bites up McDonald. Post is right there, and that's 6 points.
Johnson for the point after. It is good. And Atlanta goes on top with 5:59 to go in the first half. 10-3.
It would appear truck designers have never enjoyed spending much time on the seats. And it seems neither have truck owners. That's about to change.
Inside your smooth-running engine is a torture chamber. And under these grueling conditions, only one leading motor oil in every grade meets the world's toughest requirements for viscosity breakdown. Castrol. Castrol provides maximum protection against viscosity and thermal breakdown. So use Castrol. Why make things tougher on your engine? Castrol GTX, engineered for today's smaller cars.
Try Castrol Super Clean for tough, greasy jobs. If it won't come clean with Super Clean, it won't come clean.
Without an opposable thumb, the species cannot create. It cannot advance. It cannot organize. It cannot snack. Therefore, they get no nachos. Presenting a new order of nachos from Taco Bell. Cheesy. New beefy. And the most evolved nacho, Nacho Supreme with sour cream. Taco Bell nachos. It's cool to be human.
Before you take another full-size pickup out for a spin, remember, not one of them offers four-wheel anti-lock brakes. That's about to change.
Sean Connery, Alec Baldwin, Sam Neill, James Earl Jones in the box office hit that begins a whole new season of movie excitement. The Hunt for Red October, tonight.
.65 yards in 12 plays, and they took 6:22 off the clock, having taken 5:24 off the clock on their first drive, resulting in the Johnson field goal. Andre Rison, a 12-yard touchdown pass from Bobby Hebert. Amp Lee will bring it from the 2-yard line of the 49ers. Out to the 22. Stopped there by Tracy Eaton and Ken Tippins, and some pushing and shoving here following the play. So the 49ers will try to crank it up when we return to San Francisco in a moment.
Last year, over 1 million new full-size pickups went out on the road. Not one carried one of these. That's about to change.
Loose-fitting jeans. A loose interpretation of the original.
We are on the forefront of attempting to develop entrepreneurship as a way of life here. MCI understands that this is a two-way street.
The businesses in the community band together through the chamber. With Proof Positive, you save money. You always get MCI's best price. MCI always does what's right for you.
It's helped us grow small businesses into large businesses.
It's not just one business out there, it's the whole community trying to make Sioux City a better place to live.
Drivers of full-size pickups pretty much know what they're in for. That's about to change.
A policewoman and her father become targets of a serial killer.
He came after my son.
Charles Bronson, Dana Delaney, Donato and daughter, Tuesday, contains some violent scenes.
Atlanta 10, San Francisco 3, and the Falcons going with 5 linebackers, 2 down linemen now, expecting and indeed daring the 49ers to start throwing that football down 10-3. First down, Niners at their own 22-yard line. Young to Logan, and Logan is driven back immediately by Jesse Solomon. Falcons with just Pierce Holt and jumping Geathers up front. Let's go back and look at that touchdown play.
Yeah, here's exactly what happened. Watch Tim McDonald right here. He's got to get back over the top of these 3 guys man-to-man. What happens right here, Drew Hill will draw him. McDonald will pull up. That allows Alan Grant man-to-man on Andre Rison, and that's 6 points. This right here. No over-the-top help, and that's a tough assignment to draw.
George Seifert told us he wanted to get Dexter Carter into the game more this week. He is in there now for Waters in the running back position. They go to Logan. Logan with a screen. Logan has running room. Good looking play. Good running. First down. .24 yards.
Excellent job by the up front people and a great job by Logan. Watch Harry Boatswain, who's in for Steve Wallace. He's going to get him up and now cut him. Boom. Get his hands down. Let the ball get off. Now watch Logan run. What they told us, and I mean they, I'm saying the offensive people and the defensive people all say that Mark Logan adds another dimension to this offense because he has speed when he runs with the ball.
Falcons back with a 4-man down lineman front on this first down play by the 49ers. Waters picks up about 4 into Atlanta territory at the 49.
There's Mark Logan. Now, Mark Logan is the kind of player that jumps out at you on film. If you're a defensive player, when we spoke with the defensive people of the Atlanta Falcons, said, boy, Mark Logan, not only does he block, but he can sure run. And the offensive people in San Francisco said they give us another dimension because he's got speed that Tom Rathkin has. What they don't have with him is a good blocker in the pass game.
On second down, up the middle, wide open, Jones, and he holds on after a tremendous hit from Tracy Eaton.
Great play. That is a great play on both sides of the ball. What tremendous concentration by Brent Jones, knowing full well, looking at the ball and seeing Eaton coming to his face. He's going to get slapped. Watch Brent Jones right down the hall. He's facing, look at the ball's coming, and Eaton's coming right. Watch right here. Watch the blow up. Detonation right here. Boom! That's a great football play. Now he sees him coming. The ball's right there. He's looking right at it. That is a great play.
Jones is still down, being attended to. He held on to the football for a Niner first down at the 23-yard line of Atlanta, but Jones is hurt.
A look behind the scenes as sports and science converge, brought to you by AT&T. Rock climbing is a booming recreational sport, thanks to the recent development of large indoor climbing walls. These walls feature a wide variety of handholds with many slopes and ledges. Professional climbers are able to train and compete year-round and practice difficult maneuvers, while amateurs can learn the ropes. It's an excellent full-body workout.
Our nearest competitor is twice as likely to have a network outage. But with AT&T 800 service, our unique backup systems keep sales coming in, so you won't be left in the dark. One of the 800 reasons to choose AT&T 800 service, the best in the business.
Anyone can see that the new GE Profile Radiant Convection range is easy to clean, but the real technological advantage is what you can't see. So we'll show it to you in a roundabout way. Introducing the first GE range that circulates hot air all around your food, roasting meats up to 30% faster, so they get done to a turn on the outside while staying tender and juicy on the inside. Why does GE offer such an ingenious way to cook? Because we know how much of life revolves around dinner.
The secret to a strong finish is endurance. New High Endurance. Just watch how a day's worth of our deodorant outlasts the leading stick even after 24 hours. For the longest lasting, the best deodorant stick, demand proof. Get New High Endurance from Old Spice.
Let's watch Brent Jones in a live action look here, as you'll see on tape, regular speed. Number 84, Jones, he sees Eaton coming and holds on. A tremendous shot from Eaton. And Jones up under his own power, back to the sideline. He's all right. And it is first down at the 23-yard line of Atlanta. Waters tripped up in the backfield. Mo Gardner got a piece of him and dropped him for about a 1-yard gain. Glanville wanted a little more hitting, a little more play at that safety position, and Tracy Eaton in there for Jeff Donaldson. Mo Gardner made a fine play there.
Mo Gardner is a player who, you watch the film, he's always there. If you power him, he's not a big guy, 260 pounds. But if you run away from him or you try to run by him, he's going to get you. Mo Gardner has a motor that never stops.
Second down, it's complete. Jamie Williams, the tight end, in for Jones, and a first down. To the 8-yard line of Atlanta, a 13-yard gain to Jamie Williams.
And that 8-yard line come up and trip you because it just tripped Jamie Williams too. Good job by Steve Young of using all the receivers. You know, that's the one thing you always notice with this team. It doesn't matter who's in. They're throwing it to anybody. They have great confidence in all the receivers. They take out Williams, you know, and Brent Jones out, Williams in, Jerry Rice, John Taylor. They'll throw it to anybody.
Spot the ball at the 9. First and goal. San Francisco down 10-3. Young with lots of time. Deep to the end zone for Young, and it is just batted away by Scott Case.
There was so much time there. He could have picked anybody, but the guy he wants is a guy who makes it happen for him, and that's San Francisco's Jerry Rice. In the National Football League, there are about maybe 4 or 5 truly great players. Jerry Rice is right at the top of that list. It's a good play right there by Scott Case, getting his hands up and knocking it down. And I think when you have a great player like Jerry Rice, you tend to be harder on him. You heard me earlier say he should have had that catch. Now, I expect great things from a great player. Jerry Rice expects the same great thing.
Second and goal. Young pumps once and escapes the sack, and that is a touchdown to Jamie Williams. Rick Bryan had him in the backfield. And that's the kind of play Steve Young can make.
Well, I would say that the adrenaline started flowing on that play, Tim. Watch him use his feet to get himself out of trouble. He's a strong guy. He's got great balance. Bryan will have him. This should be a sack. Bryan, watch him duck. Good strength right there. Now, great presence, and presence by Jamie Williams to stay with the play and stay open.
And Kofer has missed the point after. Special teams with problems. And so Atlanta remains in front by 1.
By maximizing the ratio of room given to passengers to room given to machine, a new category of vehicle was invented. Later, this same principle leads to cab-forward design. The windshield is moved forward for increased visibility and decreased aerodynamic drag. To provide greater lateral stability during high-speed cornering, the wheels are moved toward the corners. Presenting the new age of Chryslers. The Chrysler New Yorker, the Chrysler Concorde, the Chrysler Town & Country, Chrysler LHS. 4 of the most eloquent expressions ever of form following function.
Announcing the biggest advance in Quaker State history. It's Quaker State's new advanced high-tech formula motor oil. Superior protection against wear. Superior protection against heat and stress. superior cleaning power. New advanced Quaker State motor oil. It's formulated for today's high-tech engines. And now, announcing the biggest rebate in Quaker State history. Get a $4.20 cashback rebate to try new advanced high-tech formula Quaker State.
We're back at Candlestick Park. Tim Ryan with Matt Millen, and Kofor missing on the point after, continuing the problems the special teams have had. They had a blocked field goal attempt last week. They had one mishandled snap by Wilmsmeyer, the holder, unable to get the ball down on a slightly off-target snap. And so they are a point short of the Falcons at this point. After a good drive by the 49ers, 78 yards in 8 plays, and Young's touchdown pass to Jamie Williams. Tony Smith returning to the 22-yard line for Atlanta, stopped by Odessa Turner.
They run the zone down here, and in the zone, they're trying to shrink the field. The field is shrunk, but what they're trying to do is overload it. So what you have, you're going to have the people drop back in zone. Now when you have trouble, here's the mistake right here. See this? They stopped. Once the quarterback is in trouble, you've got to lock on to that receiver. Williams does a good job of just jumping behind, getting open, and 6 points.
Jamie Williams in there for Brent Jones, who getting a little bench time after that tremendous shot from Tracy Eaton. And Williams with 2 catches, including a touchdown catch. From the 21-yard line, Atlanta first down. Pegram stopped right at the line of scrimmage this time. One of the rare defensive stoppages at the line. Thomas and Romanowski. Romanowski underneath and Thomas on top.
Bill Romanowski, who they moved from outside to inside. And you can see the importance of Eric Pegram today. 98 yards to 25. Bill Romanowski, who they moved from the outside linebacker to the inside linebacker. And what he brought him there is more speed on the inside. He's actually better suited for the inside. They still hide him. He's not strong enough at the point to be taking people on, so they'll drop a defensive lineman down in front of him and give him better angles to work with.
Coming up at halftime on the NFL Today halftime report, Greg and Terry will have all the scores and highlights from around the league. Some interesting results already today, plus a report on the 5 cities vying for a piece of the NFL pie, all coming up at halftime. Romanowski, really, when you look at the 49er linebacking core right now, he's the only one that jumps out at you. Let's face it, he's the guy that everybody around the league would say is a real solid player. There are question marks surrounding all of the others. Mitch Lyons has come in as a tight end here for Atlanta, number 86, and Steve Broussard as one of the wideouts. Pritchard tripped loose from one tackle, but help arrived and held him to about a 6, maybe 7-yard pickup near the 30-yard line of Atlanta.
Bobby Hebert. You know, speaking with Bobby Hebert last night, I really got a good feel for him. And I've always liked the guy. He's always been very competitive. He's a tough guy. He's a smart guy. Sees the whole field. But he brings some experience to that position, which they haven't had. And what he says, what he learned from the Saints, was that you can't always make the big play. And this run-and-shoot offense is set up for big plays. What he says he brings to him is, if it's not there, hey, I'll throw it back underneath. There's Pritchard underneath. Boom, let me hit it, get a couple yards, and make a positive play. A positive play is better than nothing.
Well, Chris Miller, of course, a 7-year veteran, but suffered some injuries in the last year or two. An off-season knee injury made him a question mark coming into training camp. That's why Atlanta went for an available, experienced first stringer in Bobby Hebert. And I'm a little disappointed to hear Chris Miller already talking about, well, maybe I'll go somewhere else next year. I mean, Hebert could go down and Miller could be back. That's an odd attitude and for Miller to be taking in the 3rd game of the season. 3rd down and 2. Hebert gets some time and a good catch coming back for the ball from Michael Haynes. It was a little off target. Haynes made the grab.
Another great job by Hebert of showing some patience and waiting for him to get open. As soon as he's open, boom, hit him.
Haynes with 7 catches against New Orleans. He and Hebert look like they've been playing together forever. First down at the Falcons 40. This time it's Drew Hill, and Drew Hill gets close to 9 on the play. 37-year-old Drew Hill. He's an amazing guy. 5'9", 175-pounder in his 14th year.
He's perfected the art of survival.
You're not kidding.
And you know what? He's productive. And you saw right there a little experience right at the end. Give that little juke. He knows he has to stop the clock, get out of bounds. And Drew Hill comes up with catch after catch after catch. And in this offense, it's easy to lose him, and that actually helps him.
1:03 to go in the half. Atlanta by a point. Their own 48-yard line. Hebert gets some time, finds Pritchard, and Pritchard has the first down inside the 45 of San Francisco. And Atlanta takes a timeout, stopping the clock with 57 seconds remaining.
You know, Bobby Hebert is having a lot of time to throw right here in this drive. The reason why is this big offensive line. Now watch, look at this. No pressure. They're trying to bring it off the corner. You're just not going to get there. Takes that three-step drop. Ball's gone. Quick release. This is working the run and shoot at its finest right here.
Lincoln Kennedy has gone the distance, the #1 pick from Washington at left guard. There was a question mark before the game because of his turf toe, which is actually dislocated. And Roman Fortin was standing by ready to start in that game. You can see he's got both those feet wrapped up about as much as you can wrap them up.
The thing with him, though, Lincoln Kennedy, you can't tell if anything's swelling. How the heck do you find out? See this? They're lying. That's not, he's 350. He's 350 and he's down from 370. Dana Stubblefield told us that he saw him over at the Hula Bowl last year and he was 375 and he said, I like to be full.
You're right about that swelling. It would be a little hard to detect, wouldn't it? You'd have to take his word for it. First down. They go to the shotgun here. Flanker screen and well played defensively. Magruder coming up.
Good job by Magruder. He was lucky. Because if Magruder didn't make that tackle, Lincoln Kennedy was out there to just absolutely flatten him. Lost in all that big and all that size, the fact that this guy is a player. Now watch him. Let him go. It's a screen. He gets out there and runs. He's out in front. That's a nice job by Magruder. Here's a quick. Take the step. Make the commitment. Ball's out there. Let your lineman get out in front of the receivers. The nice job by Magruder. That's a good job.
Another timeout with 47 seconds remaining. Atlanta leading 10-9. Each team with a timeout remaining.
There's big Lincoln. You know, when I'm watching the film of Lincoln Kennedy, it becomes apparent that he's not settled in yet. He's making a couple mistakes, and he's playing the side of an all-pro and Mike Ken. And sometimes what happens when you're with a veteran guy like that, you can do no right. Mike Ken will never be wrong. It'll always be Lincoln Kennedy, and that's a tough position to be in.
2nd and 10 Atlanta. Short drop from Hebert out for Drew Hill. Drew Hill gets out of bounds after a pickup of close to 6. 43 seconds on the clock. Tim McDonald on the tackle at the sideline. Cunningham with 3 touchdown passes for the winning Eagles today. What a game that was.
Here he is right there. See, that's June Jones, another disciple of the run and shoot. June is comfortable with this scheme because he's comfortable with the players he has. He thinks he's got an excellent receiving core, as much speed as he has great quickness. But today he's being able to mix that run-in with Eric Pegram, and it's keeping the team off balance, and they've had some consistency in their drives.
3 receivers to the left. 3rd down and 4. Hebert's got a man in the middle. That's Risen. Risen with a first down to the 25. 35 seconds on the clock. 34 when it stopped.
Defensively, for the San Francisco 40, they just don't want to let him get the big play, so they're playing zones and trying to make the tackle, keep him in. But Andre Rison's just running to the open in the zone. Hit the, they're moving down. They'll get it. They're in position right now to make a field goal.
Hebert 7 of 7 on this drive. They've used up their final timeout. 34 seconds remaining. They lead by 1 here, approaching halftime. Toronto beating up on Minnesota today 10-0 in that battle against the Yanks with a Toronto win and a Yank loss to the Red Sox. Great pennant races underway. Giants fans are happy.
There's Eric Wright. Eric Wright, of course, is a defensive back here with the San Francisco 49ers, and he's assistant coach right now. What Eric Wright brings to this staff is practical working knowledge, and he's straight. if you're screwing up, he's going to tell you in a second, look, you better get it together. And this has been his project right here, Eric Davis. Eric Davis has been having problems with the double moves and people, taking away his cushion. Eric Wright's been all over him this past week. So far, it's been paying off.
First down, Falcons. 34 seconds to go. They're at the 49er 25-yard line. Good protection. Deep to the corner and out of bounds. Incomplete. Rison caught the ball, but he was already out of bounds. He ran himself out. He was not pushed by Magruder.
Tim, what's
Second
really,
down.
I'm sorry, but what was really becoming apparent is the 49ers, they don't have any pass rush whatsoever. They don't have it coming off the corners with speed. They haven't been able to generate anything up front in the middle. There's just no pass rush. And when a quarterback like Bobby Hebert has this much time, he's going to beat you. That's too much time. That's a great job by the offensive line and a poor job by the defensive line. I haven't figured out which one it is yet.
Again time, and he hits his man Pritchard. Good play on him by Hanks.
Great job.
20-yard line. 18 seconds and counting down.
Yeah, Merton Hanks came up there with authority, made sure he stayed in bounds and got him down. Now they're going to have to throw the ball out of bounds or stop the clock by just throwing it into the ground.
Hebert in no hurry here. He's going to just go for one more play, and he does with 5 seconds. And that'll be Norm Johnson time. Norm Johnson coming onto the field for the field goal try. Punter Harold Alexander will hold, and they spot it at the 28-yard line on the infield dirt near second base. Saying the Giants fans are happy with a big win last night. They're still very much in the pennant race. 38-yard try for Johnson, and he's got it. So the Falcons at halftime have widened their lead. At the end of the first half, the score, Atlanta 13, the San Francisco 49ers 9.
Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by the new Dodge, a division of the Chrysler Corporation. GE Appliances, we bring good things to life. Old Spice high endurance for long-lasting odor protection, demand-proof. Get Old Spice. And by Quaker State Motor Oil, it's formulated for today's high-tech engines.
I'm Harris Barton, offensive tackle for the San Francisco 49ers. But I want to step out of my role as a 49er and talk to you as a United Way contributor and volunteer. You see, when I was growing up, I was a fan of the United Way public service spots. But I never realized how important the work of United Way agencies really are until my best coach was diagnosed with a brain tumor, and it was cancer. I want you to meet my greatest fan, my greatest coach, and my best friend, my dad.
Harris, you too have been my best friend. You've always been part of the family with your love and compassion, and that is something we will never forget.
My dad's in for the fight of his life, but he's not alone. When you see this spot, remember that the help you give the United Way and United Way agencies provides services to save lives. And someday that might be the life of someone you love. Remember, United Way, helping where help is needed most.
This message furnished by the National Football League.
The Ford Factory Authorized Clearance begins with big news. Right now, get $1,250 cash back on the '93 Ford Taurus. Choose yours with optional anti-lock brakes and dual airbags and still get $1,250 cash back. Or lease a Taurus for just $259 a month for just 24 months. Either way, buy or lease, you get a great deal on America's best-selling car.
It's here, it's now, it's time to be impressed.
Now, Taurus is more affordable. Buy or lease.
Imagine, what if all travel accommodations were as cramped as airlines usually are?
First time with us? Watch the head. Yes, indeed. All the comforts of home. Your bed, sir. Yes, indeed. And stereo TV, too. Watch the head.
At Alaska Airlines, we think space is essential even when you fly. So we give you, on average, a couple of inches more leg room than the major airlines do.
This is a line. To some, it is seen as a barrier. To others, It's a point where traditions of the past are abandoned in favor of visions of the future. Introducing the revolutionary new Toyota Supra. It's taken everything sports cars were before and crossed the line.
The NFL Today Dockers halftime report is sponsored by new Loose Fit Dockers. Nobody does pants like Dockers.
Those Atlanta Falcons showed a little promise towards the end of the game last week, and they're looking good so far in the first half. They lead the San Francisco 49ers 13-9. Welcome to our halftime, everyone. Greg Gumbel along with Terry Bradshaw. Let's take you through the rest of the scores. The Los Angeles Raiders, looking for win number 3 in a row, are leading the Cleveland Browns 13-0. Bernie Kosar has thrown 2 interceptions. That's something Kosar rarely does. Eric Metcalf has been held to a minus 18 yards in 3 carries in the first half. Raiders lead it by 13. San Diego Chargers had the early lead at home against the Oilers, but the Oilers have come back and lead it 14-9 as they approach halftime. John Carney of San Diego has set a new NFL field goal record. He has kicked 3. He now has 26 and counting. Earlier today, the Eagles, a last-second victory over the Redskins. Kerry Conklin's pass picked off by Eric Allen here. He returns 26 yards for a touchdown. Redskins led 21-17, but then Randall Cunningham went to work.
Randall Cunningham setting up. There's a blitz coming from the outside. Both linebackers blitz. That puts Calvin Williams man for man on the cornerback, and he beats him inside for the touchdown.
That tied it at 24, but then right after the next kickoff, Reggie Brooks. What a running game.
Another blitz by the Eagles. There's no one left in the secondary. Once you break the line of scrimmage, no one to make the tackles. And there's young Brooks out of Notre Dame, 85-yard TD.
Final seconds of the game, and here's Randall once again.
Setting back up, steps up in the pocket. Earlier in the game, we saw blitz, man coverage, the same route, a crossing route, but this time the Redskins dropped back into zone coverage, Greg. Plenty of time for Cunningham. They did not want to give him the alley to run with the football. That's why they played zone. Excellent job by Williams and Cunningham.
3 touchdown passes to Calvin Williams today. 3-0, the Philadelphia Eagles with the 3-point win over the Redskins. At the Meadowlands, the Giants go 3-0 with a 20-10 victory over the Los Angeles Rams. Jeff Everett's pass off the hands of Tim Lester into the hands of Mark Collins.
And away he goes, and you're going to see, there he is, number 11, Everett, trying to get over and make the tackle. Get out of the way, cameraman. There you go. That's what you get.
It's a little late. Anyway, the Giants go to 3-0. Rodney Hampton, another big day running the football, and the Giants win it by 10. At the Superdome in New Orleans, the Saints run their record to 3-0 on the year. They hand the Lions their first loss 14-3. Wade Wilson, 17-yard touchdown pass to Hobie Brenner, made it a 7-3 New Orleans lead, and then Wilson comes back again.
Comes back and finds another touchdown pass to Eric Martin over the middle. Good job by Wilson. Nice job by Derek Brown running the football for the Saints.
Rodney Peete under the gun, left this game with a bruised right knee. He fumbles here. Ricky Jackson, one of his 2 recoveries on the day, leaves Wayne Fontes with a quarterback problem, perhaps, as we find out later on how difficult that injury is for Rodney Peete. But the Saints win it by a score of 14-3. The Steelers over the Cincinnati Bengals today, 34-7. Neil O'Donnell, 3 touchdown passes today, including this one to Dwight Stone.
The second touchdown pass to Stone out in the corner, little corner route, man-for-man coverage. You go inside, you shake him down, then you take it to the corner. Good job by Stone.
Steelers win their first. The Bengals lose their 3rd of the year. And the Seahawks over New England, 17-14. The Seahawks win their first. We remind you, NFL football doubleheader coming up next Sunday here on CBS. Those are a look at the early games at Minnesota, Houston, Chicago, and Detroit. And then most of you will see our doubleheader game in the NFC West. From the Superdome in New Orleans, the Saints will host the San Francisco 49ers. It all gets underway with the NFL today at 12:30 Eastern Time. Let's update you on Major League Baseball today in the pennant races. The Expos rally to beat Philadelphia 6-5. Philadelphia's lead over Montreal in the National League East is now 4 games. The Pirates and the St. Louis Cardinals. Cardinals win it by a score of 7-6. San Francisco Giants, a winner today. They beat the Cincinnati Reds by a 7-3 count. Top of the 4th inning, Bobby Ayala delivers the gopher ball to Matt Williams. 3-run homer to straightaway center field for a 3-0 Giants lead. That'll get Dusty Baker on his feet in the dugout. The Giants move to within 2.5 games of the Atlanta Braves in the National League West. The Braves play tonight. The Toronto Blue Jays over the Minnesota Twins today by a score of 10-0. That's a final score. Toronto leads New York by 4 games because the Yankees lost to the Red Sox. The final there was 8-3 at Yankee Stadium in Frank Tanana's debut for the New York Yankees. The Baltimore Orioles keeping pace with the Toronto Blue Jays, leading Milwaukee 6-4 in the 7th inning. Baltimore trying to stay 5 back in the American League East. In the AL West, the White Sox leading Oakland 1-0. They began the day 3.5 games up on the Texas Rangers. The Rangers are playing in Anaheim and lead the California Angels 3-2 in the 4th inning. We have baseball coming your way Saturday here on CBS. It will begin at 2:30 Eastern Time. Pat O'Brien will have Baseball 93 for you, and then you will see either the Braves in Philadelphia to play the Phillies or the Texas Rangers at Comiskey Park in Chicago to play the White Sox. That'll do it for our halftime here. We'll take a time out here, and then more NFL football coming your way after this word from your local station.
Talk about poor health care. Nothing poor about the medical labs that have gotten rich swindling the public. 60 Minutes. Brand new season, brand new stories. Tonight.
You think you've seen some good fights?
Maybe you should go home to your kid and leave the reporting to those of us who can deal with it.
Just you wait. The Murphy Brown season premiere. Then Annie Potts is back on Monday nights.
You call us fresh? Their eyes are cloudy, their gills are cut out. Wear the little medical alert bracelet.
Love and War after Murphy Brown Monday.
This is CBS.
You ran out of gas. You locked your keys in your car. You locked your dog in your car. You locked your keys and your dog in the car.
Introducing the new Geo Prism with 24-hour roadside assistance on a car so well engineered you may never need it.
You got lost and needed directions.
So get to know the newest Geo Prism at your Chevrolet Geo dealers.
And it's raining.
I had a woman come into my office with her husband. She had just learned that she had breast cancer and we needed to talk about it. As she was seated and I was talking to them, the husband was clearly very concerned and nervous. She reached over and held his hand and told him that it would be okay. And I watched that. It made me cry, thinking about how strong she was being at that moment, both for herself and for him. And I learn from patients daily.
The lease, the monthly payment, the term, the deposit, the drive-out cost, and, of course, the legalese. Why it's called legalese, we have no idea. There's nothing easy about reading this. It is, however, very easy to lease the GS. The place to do it? Your Northern California Lexus dealer.
Join us for Eyewitness News.
Tonight at 6:30 and 11.
Well, just a few moments ago here at halftime at Candlestick Park, Bill Walsh got a ride in that wonderful old antique automobile, the former coach of the 49ers. They had such an incredible era here. Received his Hall of Fame ring as he was inducted just recently at the beginning of the preseason this year in Canton, Ohio, and received his ring here today. And this crowd really gave him a great welcome, and he's coming off a thrilling victory over Colorado last night as the coach of Stanford. We'll be right back.
There's a new kind of Dockers, new loose fit Dockers. Maybe you've seen them downtown at the office, at one of the better seaside resorts, or maybe over the backgammon table. Fact is, almost anywhere a guy wants to look sharp and still feel comfortable is where you'll find new loose fit Dockers, which only makes sense because nobody does pants like Dockers.
Faye Dunaway just wanted some bookshelves installed. What she got was Robert Urich.
You got no stud in this wall.
But do I need a stud?
It had to be you. Preview tonight after 60 Minutes. Last year, it was the ultimate prank. Monday, the guys get even.
I am Luck, out dressed like a casino.
The premiere of Evening Shade.
My linguine is starting to chafe.
Then, Harry Anderson stars in the exciting premiere of Dave's World.
Dad?
Yeah?
Where do babies come from?
Dad? Two big premieres, Evening Shade and Dave's World, Monday.
CBS sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Toyota and their full line of quality cars and trucks. Toyota, I love what you do for me. AT&T, we help put your world within reach. Citibank, MasterCard, and Visa. Make sure your card says Citibank. And by Xerox, the document company.
At halftime here in San Francisco, the Falcons lead 13-9. And Tim Ryan with Matt Millen here at Candlestick. We have seen an improvement in the quarterback situation for Atlanta, certainly. Steve Young playing not bad here in the first half, but I think you're going to come right back to the problems 49ers are having on defense.
Yeah, what defense? That's been the problem. They haven't been able to generate a pass rush. They haven't been able to stop the run. Pegram has 93 yards in the first half. More important, Hebert's converted 6 of 9 third down conversions, which they've also been having a problem with. So on both sides of the ball, they've not been able to stop the offenses.
Steve Young, 10 of 14, 115 yards, a touchdown pass, 1 interception. So he's doing his job, but defensively, the 49ers have not been able to stop Atlanta. Yet they're only down, of course, 13-9, just a 4-point deficit with a whole half of football to go. But still, the fact is, as you point out, they have been unable to stop the Atlanta run, and Atlanta stole the clock from San Francisco in the first half. Dexter Carter brings the kickoff of Norm Johnson out to the 29-yard line, and the 49ers will start with the football here in the second half.
Well, here's the biggest thing right here. Look at this wide receiver. That's Jerry Rice and John Taylor. I haven't called John Taylor's name one time. Tight end's been big with Brent Jones and Jamie Williams and the running backs. But here's the key right here. This is it. 2 out of 6. You've got to get the ball into the hands of John Taylor and Jerry Rice to make this offense go.
First down from the 29-yard line of the 49ers. Mark Logan. Logan pushed back. Had a gain of about 3 before he met Jesse Solomon. And they'll spot it there with the forward progress. On the infield dirt. I believe second and, well, almost closer to a 5-yard gain.
Jerry Glanville. Jerry Glanville's got to be pretty pleased with the first half. He's got to be able to have that right through the second half. And, you know, they've been all those rumors going on down there about his job again.
We note Jamie Williams in the lineup for Brent Jones, who has not returned since he took that smack on the head. Logan with a huge hole. To the 21-yard line of Atlanta. Forced out by Tracy Eaton. 45 yards for number 43.
But Tim, people forget how good of a runner Mark Logan is. Now he has the ability to burst through the hole. There you saw it. And now just outrun him. That's a dimension that the 49er fullback position has not had with Tom Rathman. Tom Rathman's good blocker in a pass game, good blocker in a run game. He'll catch the ball, but he doesn't have the acceleration of Mark Logan. In fact, the 49ers feel that this is the best 2 backs they've had in a long, long time.
49ers quickly downfield, whistles and flags everywhere before the play began, and that'll mean a penalty against San Francisco.
Delay by the offense, 5 yards, still first down.
Delay of game against San Francisco.
Watch Pierce Holt right here, number 95. Watch the reason why there's a place to run. Look at this. Arm over it, now chase. Chase, chase, chase. But the problem is when a guy is chasing, ooh, Ralph Tam with the old elbow, take that. But when you're chasing, that means the guy's in front of you. And when he's in front of you, you're not going to make many tackles.
49ers backed up to the 25-yard line. Waters carries to the 20. Gain of about 6. Gardner and Connor making the tackle for the Falcons.
And that last play, the last 2 actually, you see them running away from Pierce Holt. And after the last play, Pierce Holt getting up and pushing Ralph Tam after it's over. So, you know, you can be teammates, and that means a lot. So when you're going against each other, old teammates mean nothing.
For sure. Brent Jones is out there now, making the strong side left for the 49ers. Motion is Logan. And Young to Jones. Touchdown.
zone offense is where Brent Jones really excels. He'll show you why. They go with ghost formation. You'll see the motion of the back. That makes him man up. Watch the out. Look at that. That's beautiful. Turns him over to the safety. Can't get there. Brent Jones is a smart running, pattern running tight end.
He's also got a hard head. Being as he took that shot from Tracy Eaton, and he's back there looking like nothing happened to him earlier. Hopefully. That one is good. And the 49ers are on top, 16-13.
Why do people really like Toyota Paseo? Take this home lie detector test. I like Paseo because A, it's practical, has a driver's side airbag, or B, women dig it. A, it has 100 horsepower performance, or B, women dig it. A, Paseo starts under $11,800, or B, women dig it. Paseo, a very practical car from Toyota.
Which 800 service keeps sales clicking? Well, if there's a problem, only AT&T guarantees to reroute your calls in less than a second. So you'll never miss a beat. One more reason to choose AT&T 800 service, the best in the business.
Well, Citibank Visa provides so many services, you really don't need another card.
They were very pleasant. Citibank didn't put me on hold forever, which a lot of companies do these days.
The card's lost. Within 24 hours, I had a new card expressed to me that next day.
The fraud protection program really gave me a sense that somebody's looking out for me and my best interest.
And for some reason, on the phone, they're always very friendly with me. So maybe it's just my personality. I don't know.
Just a few of the many people who rely on the service of not just Visa, Citibank Visa.
Americans have always had a love affair with their cars. And when it comes to plugs and filters, we guarantee to keep that spark going for a long, long time.
Yeah, who do you love?
Just underway in the third quarter, the San Francisco 49ers with a 45-yard run by Mark Logan, setting up a 20-yard scoring play. Steve Young to Brent Jones, and San Francisco on top for the first time today, 16-13. Mark Logan getting a little oxygen there after his effort, which was a good one. 28 years of age, Mark Logan. Been on 4 NFL teams. 49ers have come up with a real find there. A guy has finally been given a chance here because of the injury to Tom Lackman. This is Smith. Tony Smith for the Falcons out to the 34-yard line. Let's go back and look at that touchdown.
You know why it happens. Once they're going to motion, they'll go with ghosts. Nobody back here. That spreads the zone. Everybody will drop. Now you have two safeties. Here's the hole in the middle. Guess where Brent Jones is going to run. That pulls Scott Case, the safety, forced him to come over and cover him. Can't get there. Smart pattern running by Brent Jones.
Bobby Hebert has been the quarterback all the way today for Atlanta. 13 of 19, 95 yards and a touchdown. As he has his first chance here in the second half and trailing now for the first time. And he finds Michael Haynes, his favorite receiver, against New Orleans last week. To the 45-yard line of Atlanta, first down.
This is one matchup that I was really anticipating to be really big here. Eric Davis, number 25, on Michael Haynes right there. He drives him off in the zone. He stays back. And then Eric Davis drives on the ball. But this is a matchup. If they get man-to-man, Michael Haynes has an advantage with his great speed.
First down, Falcons at the 45. Pegram worms his way for about 4, close to midfield. Ted Washington made the stop.
And there's no surprise. Running Pritchard 93 yards in the first half behind the right side of that line.
Pegram.
Hinton and Whitfield. I'm sorry. Yeah, Pegram.
We'll start with Pete.
Yeah.
Eric Pegram had an outstanding first half. From the 49-yard line. Second down and 6. was Magruder. Michael Magruder distracting Risen enough so that he didn't hold on.
Yeah, but Hebert, that ball took off on Hebert. He threw it where it wasn't supposed to go. That was supposed to be right on the money. It ended up leading him, which could have been a pick. Mark Logan getting stretched out by Jerry Attaway.
Attaway, Jerry. Third down. That's complete to Drew Hill for a first down. To the 49er 39-yard line.
I don't think that was supposed to be going to him. I thought it was supposed to be going to Andre Rison. Watch him come over. It looks like Rison come back to the ball, and all of a sudden Hill comes across. Watch us down. Watch Hill. See that? Watch the eyes of Bobby Hebert. This is called being locked on a receiver. He knows who he wants to go to right away. There he is. Boom. Ball's gone.
End result of first down. Just inside the 40 of San Francisco. Pegram steps inside one tackler and picks up 7 on the play. Eric Pegram, the third-year man from North Texas State, continues to play well.
Now watch right here, this big guy right here. See him? That's Lincoln Kennedy. This is one of the reasons why Pegram's having such a good day. That's a 350-pound trap block. What you notice about Lincoln Kennedy, it appears to me on film that he was a big guy his whole life, just had to get in front of people and kind of stay in their way. And now he's forced to have to become the athlete that he is. Looks like he's responding today.
Second and nearly 4 remaining. 103 yards for Pegram. It's his career best, and Pegram fights his way for a first down. Well, the Falcons have been juggling around their running back situation, giving Eric Dickerson a chance to come in with Tony Smith, a #1 pick in 1992, not really stepping to the fore. Steve Broussard not doing it, and Pegram suddenly emerging today with 109 yards now.
That's been a long time since they've had a rusher. Look at this. See this? Yeah, he got none last year, none in 92. Broussard, they have to go all the way back. There's only 500-yard games in 5 years.
They have a first down at the 28-yard line. And it's Pegram again, battling his way to the 20.
Now they're mixing it up, Tim. They came out, they're running the right side of that line behind Hinton and Whitfield. And now they're just taking big Lincoln Kennedy. Watch him, just lock up. Get that big body on Ted Washington. Let him run by you. You've done your job.
And a much better job by Kennedy in this game than against New Orleans, where he struggled some, sore toe and all, of course, but it may also speak to the difference between the New Orleans defense and the 49ers defense.
Again, they have nothing to fall back on. There's nobody who they can rely on.
Second down. Long 2. Pegram again. He's got a huge hole. Pegram is finally pulled down at the 2-yard line by Alan Grant. Nearly made it to the end zone. An 18-yard pickup.
The 49ers know they need help, so they bring up number 46 right down the bottom of your screen, and he comes in a blitz. That's Tim McDonald. They just get their big bodies on people, and it's just run to the secondary. Watch big Lincoln Kennedy's playing very, very well today. Watch the trap on Martin Harrison. See that? Just get the body in front of him. Pegram's right up inside. Kennedy's playing an excellent game today.
Pegram stuffed at the line this time, and at the bottom, Romanowski making the initial contact, number 53.
At one point, as a defender, you're going to have to say, look, I'm going to do it myself. If nobody else is going to get it done, heck, I got to make every play if I have to. Tim McDonald had that charge down there in Phoenix. Now watch right here. That's Tim McDonald. He's the safety. Now, he was in Phoenix. He had to make every tackle. And he thought he came here not having to do that. But look, he's going to have to do it again.
Stubblefield has come in for Brown, the rookie, number 1 this year from Kansas. Second and goal. Hebert locks it for Rison, and all over him is Michael Magruder, incomplete. Good coverage by Michael Magruder.
Excellent coverage, Tim. Well played. They went with the fade. Watch Risen on Magruder. Risen will look for the fade, turns for the ball. This ball has to be thrown perfectly because of the position of Magruder. Watch, he's inside. The ball has to be only one place, and he couldn't get there. Good job by Magruder.
3rd and goal. Ball at the 3-yard line. Touchdown, Risen. Dancing along the end line. Great job to stay in bounds.
Watch Andre Rison. The toughest pattern in all of football to cover is the crossing receiver, because you have to stay with him so long. Now he turns him over to the safety. The safety's not there. That's Tim McDonald. He's trying to catch up. Too much time.
So Atlanta regains the lead. Johnson for the point after. Flag on the point after play.
Offside by the defense. Point is good. 5 yards on the kickoff. That's a timeout.
And so Atlanta in front by 4 again, 20-16.
There I was, buried in forms. There she was from Xerox calling them documents. Documents? What are you talking about, I say? Store all these electronically, she says. All those files, those warehouses, get rid of them. And I seal electronic storage, cutting my cost. I say, yeah, when you're talking about my documents, you're talking about my profits. Exactly, she says.
See your documents differently. Call 1-800-ASK-XEROX, the document company.
Do you want to fly where there are no runways? Do you want to swing where no one has swung before? Or do you want to surf where there is no ocean? And get yourself a Toyota 4Runner, because where you're headed, you don't want to be driving anything less.
Go ahead, make a wish. Then share it with your Allstate agent, who knows planning makes wishes come true, and who can outline a life insurance plan to assure family security and college funding and a comfy retirement are in the stars for you. So make your wish and trust it to your Allstate agent, who wants to be your agent for life.
Know what's beautiful? I'll tell you. Jerry Rice hauling in some touchdowns. Next Sunday, Niners Saints on CBS. I'm a big fan.
Next Saturday, CBS coverage of Major League Baseball. Atlanta at Philadelphia, the NL's 2 division leaders. Could be a preview of the championship series. Or some of you will see Texas at the Chicago White Sox. It all starts with Baseball 93 at 2:30 Eastern. There's Bobby Hebert, who has led Atlanta back into the lead by 4, 20-16. 3-yard touchdown pass to Andre Rison.
Ooh, the old pooch kick.
The pooch kick.
You got to get on that.
Who got it? Who got the ball at the sideline?
That was a jump ball there.
It was a jump ball. Amp Lee.
Melvin Jenkins, they went up for it. Nobody got the jump ball. Forgot that NBA official, though.
The receiver's ball at the 30-yard line. 30-yard line.
So either went out the kicking team or it went out unimpeded, but it's going to be started from the 35. We'll be right back.
Like many aerospace engineers, Frank Stellwagen is a pilot. But few plan to fly to Alaska in a plane they've rebuilt. Having driven various Toyotas he's owned over 212,000 miles, choosing the T100 was easy. No, he's not your typical big truck owner, but the T100 is not your typical truck. Motor Trend remarked, overall handling is reminiscent of a sporty passenger car. The Toyota T100 puts you in a whole new class.
It's coming.
The worst breath of the day, morning breath. And ready to meet that sticky, pasty film head on. A whole new feeling of clean. A clean as fresh as snow. Introducing the new cooling formula in Peppermint Scope. Its antibacterial action still kills millions of morning breath bacteria on contact. And compared to that other blue, more people prefer its new cooling formula for leaving their mouths feeling cleaner. Discover a whole new feeling of clean. New Peppermint Scope.
Here on the set, when the lights come up and the camera starts to roll, there's no place to hide. And even one flake of dandruff, even one, can ruin it all. That's why I use Head & Shoulders. You know, it's even better than it was just a couple of years ago. Today's Head & Shoulders gets to 10 times more of the places dandruff starts. Put it to the test. Prove it to yourself. Head & Shoulders and Head & Shoulders 2-in-1. Because great hair can't have flakes.
Sean Connery, Alec Baldwin, Sam Neill, James Earl Jones in the box office hit that begins a whole new season of movie excitement. The Hunt for Red October, tonight.
Don't be confused by this play. This isn't the NBA. Watch Ampli, number 22, and Melvin Jenkins tip ball, go up. That's nice work. That's a great shot. They move it out to the 30-yard line because of the penalty prior to the kick. It has to go 30 yards from the point, and that would put them on the 30 instead of the 35.
So San Francisco starting at their own 30-yard line, first down. And the 49ers are picking up their offense, averaging 8.8 a play. Of course, he had that big gainer by Logan on their last drive when they took the lead. Here's Logan again. And Logan this time runs into traffic right at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
Well, it's been defense. I'm sorry, Tim, but it's been defense or the lack of it now on both teams. Atlanta hasn't been able to stop San Francisco. San Francisco hasn't been able to stop Atlanta. And right now, it seems like it's going to be whoever has the ball last wins. And I tell you, if you're a 49er, I can't believe that you cannot throw a ball to John Taylor. John Taylor is one of the premier receivers in the game. He hasn't even sniffed it yet.
Well, they have 2nd and 10 and a throwing down. And there is John Taylor making his first reception for a first down.
I love it when they listen to me like that. John Taylor commands respect, as does all the very good receivers in the league. See the big cushion, drive it, not just hook up. I want the first down, give me the ball. You love to watch a great player. I mean, when you see a guy like John Taylor, he's so smooth, he's so strong, he runs great routes, and you forget about him. That I don't understand.
Well, they got a first down at the 41-yard line, and they come back to him again, and Taylor may have another first down depending on where they spot the ball as he's driven back. They're certainly close to it.
Yeah, but Tim, you see the great strength of John Taylor there. Yeah, he won't go down with one guy. As you hear all the boos, they're not really, fans aren't pleased with it, piling on. But John Taylor is one of those guys, he's just very strong. Even when you look at him on practice on Friday when they're out in no pads, you see how the thick guy he is.
Well, his strength held him there with the forward progress for another 49er first down at the Atlanta 49. 20-16, Falcons on top. 4:36 to go in the third quarter. Waters picks his way for 5. Darian Connor, the linebacker, number 56. Mo Gardner's in on it, number 67.
And that just looks like a scrum there from rugby. And all of a sudden he comes out, you know, pick up of 5 yards. And the reason is their offensive line is moving the line of scrimmage. And this guy right here, Harris Barton, is a huge reason. Harris Barton was one of my favorite players when I was with this 49er group. He worries about absolutely everything, from my stance to the ball gone to what's for supper. You name it, he worries about it.
2nd down and 5. Waters up to 76 yards rushing. Young just got that up to Logan, and Logan with a good turn gets up close to the first down marker. He'll be just short. Go back and talk a little bit about Harris Barton, certainly the premier tackle. Let's take a look at the Millen file on Harris Barton.
Well, these are the things that stand out with Harris. First of all, he's got tremendous hands and feet. You're not going to beat him. He's a master technician. He'll always stay in front of you. He never let you get to his shoulder either way. He's always got great technique. Now, in the film room, the coaches have even said, look, we just turn it over to Harris because he sees more sometimes than we do. But most important, this guy is the all-pro warrior. Now, look at his face. Let me tell you something. That's a smile for Harris Barton. He is not only a great player, but he is just a great guy.
Harris Barton, and certainly when you talk about maybe a little lack of leadership on the defensive side of the ball, he's one of those quiet leaders on the offensive side of the ball.
And everybody goes to him. You know, Harris Barton controls not only the coach's room, but in big team meetings, he's one of the guys you look to.
Third, less than a yard, and Young dives for it, and he's got it. Steve Young, first down, 49ers at the 37-yard line now of Atlanta. Young, 11 of 15, 135 yards coming into this drive. Two more connections to John Taylor.
There's Big Harris. You know, Harris had a tough offseason. You know, his father's battling cancer, but he's from Atlanta, battling cancer back there, Paul Barton. And Harris is one of those guys who's always on his mind. You know, when I saw him on Friday when I came in, how's my dad's doing? Fine. You know, he's always thinking about him. He's out there playing hard for him, and he's with you all the time there, Mr. Barton.
First down for the 49ers, and Young goes for Rice. Rice has it to the 10-yard line. Scott Case all over him, but there's Jerry Rice doing his thing.
Well, we said they had to get the hands into the wide receivers, Rice and Taylor. You saw 2 completions to Taylor. Now it's Rice's turn, and it's a great catch. He turns the safety around. Ball's there as the defender's there. Rice comes down with the catch. Rick Bryan also throwing the quarterback around.
So Young and Rice connect, and the 49ers on the doorstep at the 11-yard line. Waters plows his way for about 4. Connor is there, Jesse Solomon and Mike Gann. And the 49ers moving the ball at will. So both of these defenses who have struggled through the first 2 weeks of the season having their problems again here in week 3.
You know, and you think back with Steve Young having the flu and the way he's playing, I think maybe they're going to want him to get sick more often.
Well, he's having a strong game. Wayne Gordon in at linebacker now for Atlanta. Young trying to find a man, getting some pressure now. Tim Green turns him back.
This is vintage Steve Young. Oh, he caught his own ball, tried to score. Unbelievable.
That might have been the worst pass he's thrown all day, but maybe he had it in mind.
Heck, he knew what he was doing right from the start. Watch the scramble, watch the feet. This is what you can't coach, and this is what you can't defend. Get out of my way, Tim Green. Now cut backfield, make Chuck Smith miss for the second time. Now watch the ball. He just pulled the string too much. Volleyballed it back. How's that gonna be marked? Young back to pass, complete to Young.
Gordon and Clark were the 2 Atlanta defenders. It looked like it went off Vinnie Clark, number 27. Who got a hand on the ball and bounced it right back to Steve Young. But his alertness and presence of mind to keep going for the goal line. A remarkable play. We've seen a couple of bizarre plays in this game. Back in the first half, that fumble recovery by Wallace as it was knocked loose from Vinnie Clark, who had made an interception on Young.
And you watch that play, and it was just like the NBA following your shot. You take that shot, and you got to make sure you got to follow it. And Steve Young did just that.
Just short of the first down. He needed to get almost to the 1 for a first down.
There you go. He's got 1 less than John Taylor today. That's great. And it's easy to see why they call him the wild man.
He is exciting and talented. He's got a 3rd down. He needs about a football for a first down. If they get there, then it'll be just a little more than a yard to the end zone. Atlanta by 4 with 5 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Waters, touchdown.
wonder. You knew the play before it was going to start. Watch that fullback where he's going to go. He's going to lead you to where Ricky Waters ends up. Watch the fullback right here. See? He's going to take you right to the ball. Ricky Waters comes all the way. Good job there by Amp Lee. Good block. That was able to give him the time to get into the end zone.
Colfer for the point after. These have been a little adventurous the last couple of games, but he nails that. And the 49ers retake the lead. That's the end of the third quarter with the score. San Francisco 23, Atlanta 20.
Life. Around every corner, financial questions, choices, surprises. When you need direction, the Principal Financial Group can guide you toward your goals. With flexible insurance, solid investment strategies, stability you can count on. No wonder people have been coming to the Principal for over a century. To secure your future, to get an advantage, get the Principal Edge. The Principal Financial Group.
If you demand more from an aftershave than that same old alcohol burn, you gotta try a brand new aftershave. New Sensitive from Old Spice. It's alcohol-free because alcohol burns. That's why they took it out and put these new cooling sensates in for real refreshment to go with that great scent. It's proof aftershave doesn't have to hurt to work. So use New Sensitive, or you might get burned. Take the heat out of aftershave. Demand proof. Try new alcohol-free Sensitive from Old Spice.
I brush my teeth 3 times a day, so just imagine when the dentist said, Annie, you've got tartar. And he reached for that pick. Doctor, I asked, isn't there an easier way? He said, Annie, use a tougher toothpaste. Tartar Control Crest.
Because of Crest's exclusive tartar-fighting formula, we're so sure you'll have less tartar in 6 months, we'll give you a money-back guarantee.
So I started using Tartar Control Crest, and my next visit's great.
Less tartar in 6 months guaranteed. From Crest, the dentist's choice.
Now I don't get picked on so much anymore.
49ers have retaken the lead, 23-20. Waters with a 2-yard touchdown run after the unusual, to say the least, pass from Steve Young to Steve Young off the hands of Vinnie Clark of Atlanta. That got him down to the 1-yard line, and Waters took it in. Kofor will kick it off, 23-20. We are just beginning the fourth quarter. Tim Ryan with Matt Millen. We've had plenty of excitement and unusual plays here in this football game. 2 fine displays of offense and 2 shaky displays of defense. Kofor's kickoff from the 5-yard line. Tony Smith. Smith into traffic, and good second effort gets him out to the 24-yard line. Smith, the man who could have been the starting running back here, but Pegram has been the man. Let's go back and look at the first of the 2 bizarre plays we've seen today. First, the pass intended for Rice, off his hands, intercepted by Clark. Clark of Atlanta makes a nice little run back. He's hit by Wallace. And Wallace came up with the fumble, and he has not been back in the game. Now, Steve Young, watch this one again. Young, first of all, shows his incredible ability to escape from all kinds of bad things. The perils of Pauline look here. Away from Tim Green and Chuck Smith, and then his path, a bad one, comes right back to him, setting up the touchdown. Hebert sack as we're back live.
Dennis Brown with a big sack. Little breakdown on the right side of that Atlanta offense. Dennis Brown takes advantage of it. Dennis Brown got great movement for a big guy. The first thing that sticks out to you when you're watching him, he's got all kinds. He looks like a much smaller man in his movement. His problem is he gasses. He just can't have the stamina. He doesn't have the stamina, rather, that he should have.
320-pounder. That's a lot to carry around for a full game of defense. 5-yard loss, 2nd and 15. Hebert connects Pritchard, and Pritchard gets back about 7 on the play to the 26-yard line.
Here's a battle of big men. Watch Chris Hinton right here. Right there, I'm sorry, 75 and number 96, Dennis Brown. Now watch the movement. See, he gets to the corner. They bring Pegram in there, come in and have to help him. The problem, though, with Dennis Brown is he just gets tired. And what he has to be able to do is get himself in shape so that he can go down after down after down.
John Johnson made that tackle. It's third down. A big defensive play here for the 49ers. Hebert overthrows Drew Hill. And Atlanta will have to punt. Second punt of the day coming up as the defense finally comes through for the 49ers on that series. Dennis Brown and Matt LaBounty getting the rush and creating the problem for Hebert. Rookie punter Alexander standing at his 11-yard line and hits a good punt. Dexter Carter at the 26. 25-yard return.
Your credit line has nothing to do with your value as a person, okay? Sure, Gold MasterCard has a credit line of at least $5,000, but that doesn't make you a better person. Well, I don't know. Maybe it does. I mean, if knowing that no Gold card is more accepted on the planet lets you relax and just have fun, then yeah, I suppose it could have some effect. And you can use your Gold MasterCard at cash machines all over the world, so you can get money in drachmas or lire or seashells, so you can tip generously. Which any waiter will tell you is the true measure of how good a person you are. Gold MasterCard. It's more than a gold card. It's smart money.
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the emergency line of the San Angeles Police Department.
In the 21st century, violence is a thing of the past.
What I wouldn't give for some action.
Buckle up. But the future... I'm gonna love running this place. ...isn't what it used to be.
It's a brand new world. Sorry, you gotta go.
Sylvester Stallone, Wesley Snipes, Demolition Man, rated R. Starts Friday, October 8th.
Faye Dunaway just wanted some bookshelves installed. What she got was Robert Urich.
You got no stud in this wall.
But do I need a stud?
It had to be you. Preview tonight after 60 Minutes.
Well, Steve Young doesn't always use Jerry Rice. Sometimes he uses another receiver. Where's number 8? Instead of 80. How about that?
I think that's great.
49ers have the ball after a 25-yard punt return by Dexter Carter down to the 46-yard line of Atlanta. Play action on first down. Young to the 11-yard line.
Great job by Jerry Rice. Yeah, I'm an all-pro receiver, but I'm a great football player.
35 yards.
I'm sorry. This is what you want your guys to do. Look, I'm not open. You see him running. Now look at this. And Steve Young does a great job of setting him up, too. And see the hands up? Yeah, I didn't do anything wrong. No clip.
Well, he got called in the first half for blocking from behind. It cost them 10 yards, so that time he wanted to make sure the officials saw that he had the angle on that potential tackler. First down. Waters to the 6-yard line. 49ers up by 3 and threatening again.
So their offensive line is dominating the front down people of Atlanta. This San Francisco offensive line is just strong, it's big, it runs well, good traps. It can do a lot of things. And one of the things it's doing today is just taking it to that defensive front.
They've had to go without Steve Wallace, hurt on that first bizarre play in the game. Harry Boatswain, number 65, has been there at left tackle. Waters, nowhere to go that time. Good defensive pursuit by the Falcons.
And that's their strength, Tim. That's exactly what Atlanta does. They get to the ball. Pierce Holt leading the charge. Everybody on that defense will run and get to the ball. What they can't do, what they don't do well, rather, is just stay stout right in the middle of the defense, and they don't have enough lead in their drawers to stop them when you run right at them.
Third down and 6 to get to the 1-yard line for a first. And that ball resting right on the pitcher's mound here at Candlestick Park.
They bunch all those receivers to the right side of your screen. They're just going to let it clear. They're still zoning down here. They never allowed anybody to match up. Watch the motion come across. You'll see the receivers. Here's the first one. 1, 2. Now here it is. Open up. They continue to zone, so they just flood the zone.
Singleton cut by the Giants last year, getting a shot with the 49ers this year, and has a touchdown that widens the lead. With the Koper point after, it is 30-20, and we'll return to Candlestick Park after this message from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
This is CBS.
Japan. The best-selling imported car here over the last 10 years? Volkswagen. Wow. Look around and what do you see? Big quality, little quality, old quality, new quality. Like the new Jetta. Is it the timeless design? The precision engineering? Well, whatever it is, it's made Volkswagen the most loved import in Japan. Not counting baseball. The new Volkswagens, the most loved cars in the world.
This is a little taste of California. And this is the big new taste of California. McDonald's California Classic Burger. A quarter pound of beef, slice of cheese, slice of tomato, leaves of lettuce, and red onion. Because what you want is what you get at McDonald's today. Yeah.
Trucks are a spiritual thing to me. Something you can depend on. It's just like, you know, my best friend, I guess you might say.
Out on the ranch is where I'm at, and that's where I want the truck to work for me.
I need a truck that's rough like I am.
Introducing the all-new Mazda truck with a 4-liter V6 and a soul to match. The new Mazda truck.
Saddle up and let's go dancing.
Mazda, it just feels right.
Fighting back against a stalker on the next American Journal.
Watch Jerry Rice right here. He makes the play, doesn't make the touchdown. Watch the defense follow him. Hey, perfect. Opens the hole. 2 guys out here on Jerry Rice. No guys right here on Nate Singleton. 6 points, San Francisco.
Singleton's first catch of the season for the 49ers, and it's a touchdown catch. Well, our Demon researchers have been at work. Back in 1959, 49ers against the Rams. The quarterback's name was Y.A. Tittle for the 49ers. He threw a pass which was deflected, caught by Y.A. Tittle, and run for a 4-yard gain. So Steve Young probably had seen that in old black and white films and decided he wanted to try it too. Eric Pegram returning it to the 26-yard line. We'll return to Candlestick in a moment.
Driver, do you have any Bud Light in your vehicle?
Yes.
Then I am Mr. Gallywikich.
You mean Dr. Galakowicz?
Yes, I am. This is so cool.
First time in a limo? Doctor?
In a limo this small.
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
loose interpretation of the original.
Brute, men are back.
See this as direct mail, or see it as a document and add the impact of color. One company increased response by 25%. See your documents differently. Call 1-800-ASK-XEROX, the document company.
This game summary is sponsored by Bud Light.
Well, you can see San Francisco with 189 yards of rushing to 132 by Atlanta and 133 rush yards for Pegram. And look at Steve Young, 17 of 21. 3 touchdowns, one of them set up by one of the most bizarre plays you're going to see. Let's see it again.
This is not a bad day's work for a guy who's got the flu, got a bad thumb, been feeling the pressure by himself and the press. And, oh, did I forget to mention, he's one of the top receivers in the game.
There is nothing he can't do, and he was the MVP last year, and 2 games into the season for the kind of panic station media response in the Bay Area has been a little bit absurd, and reaching back to last year doesn't seem to me to have anything to do with anything at all. This is a new season.
Yep.
Bobby Hebert, meanwhile, not doing so badly either. 17 of 26, 131 yards. And Pegram. Pegram over the 45-yard line, and here's a guy that I think a lot of folks around the league have never heard of. He picks up another 21.
Well, he changed his number. Last year he was number 41. This year he's number 40. So that makes a difference right away. But number 2, look at this. Look at this hole right here. Stretch the defense, turn back inside. Good job by Dukes. Good job by Hinton. Good job by Kennedy. He's finding the holes. You know, Bobby Hebert told us that Eric Pegram was a street ball player. Said he was the kind of guy that's just handing the ball and who the heck knows where it's going to go.
Hebert throwing, and Haynes slipped. Lost his footing as the ball came, could not hold on.
Well, Eric Peagram's been having a great day, and here's the reason why. But most of it's right here over the guards and center. That's Kennedy and Jamie Dukes and Chris Hinton. He's got 106 yards in the center of that line. And then every now and then he'll take it outside 8 times out of the 23. But the bottom line is he is running wild.
He is running wild. Bobby Hebert says he just likes to run where they ain't. He's not worried too much about the blocking schemes. Well, today he hasn't had to. There have been a lot of holes, and he's been running where they ain't. Second down, Pegram again. Pegram shakes off a tackle. He's a strong guy for a 185-pounder. He got through Dennis Brown that time. Mark Thomas finally nailed him, but not before, rather. He picked up 5 more. To midfield. Matt, you have to be impressed with the fact that they're running the ball so well here in Atlanta. Down by 10. That's what's been working for them. There's lots of time left for Atlanta. And if they just continue to do what's working, and that is giving Pegram a lot of work, they're still very much in this game.
They still have to get 2 scores.
3rd and 6 now. Wide open in the flat. Pritchard, first down.
9 out of 13 on 3rd down conversion for Atlanta with that catch by Pritchard. You know, Pritchard's one of the sneakiest guys you see. He's like the forgotten man. Watch it right here. Now first thing he does well is he knows where the first down marker is. Second thing he does well is he makes sure he has it. That's a mismatch if Bill Romanowski is supposed to be out there. I can't imagine that they would do that. Mike Pritchard is a sneaky guy. All of a sudden you look up, he's got 5 catches, 6 catches, 7 catches. First game of the season, you didn't even know it. He had 10 catches.
He's got 5 here, and that's as many as anybody else so far for Atlanta. Pegram this time nowhere to go. Romanowski, and Pegram stuffed right at the line of scrimmage, may have lost a yard.
There's Bill Romanowski, and there's 2 people up front. This guy right here, Bill Romanowski, and right here, Dennis Brown. Those are the 2 guys that they have to lean on. The San Francisco defense has to lean on them, and here's why. See that right there? They've got to be able to make plays like this down in and down out, not just every now and then. They're the only two on that defense with any kind of experience in that front down people.
2nd and 11. Bear for Rison. Rison's got some running room. Out of bounds and a first down at the 25-yard line.
Andre Rison just ran right by Merton Hanks' angle. Merton Hanks had a great angle to make a hit, and he just blew right by it. Merton Hanks, number 36. Watch Rison. He's going to come across right here. Now watch Merton Hanks at the top of your screen. See that? He has a shot. He can take that shot. Just ran right by it. Now, one thing you can't teach is speed. You either have it or you don't. You're not going to develop it.
25-yard line. Atlanta driving. First down. 8:13 to go. 30 to 20. 49er lead. Bear's got a man. Pritchard. Pritchard picks up close to 7 inside the 20. Tim McDonald on the tackle. Second down and 4 remaining for the Falcons here, just inside the 20-yard line. Hebert coolly driving the Falcons downfield. It's become a quarterback duel between Hebert and Steve Young. Defenses have not been a factor. Steve Broussard may have the first down depending on the spot. Broussard, the running back, who's been converted to wide receiver, but practiced most of this week at the tailback spot.
And Tim, and we spoke to the Atlanta coaches about Broussard because when he shows up on film, there's a guy with some great quickness. And he's kind of the match like Pegram, where you have to have that little kind of street ball in you to be able to run this offense, because there's not always going to be a big hole. Sometimes you have to create your own with your speed and your movement. Broussard has that.
Well, they moved him to a receiver, and he had the credentials from college at Washington State. One of only 2 players to win both the rushing and receiving titles in the Pac-10. The other was Ahmad Rashad. So he's a very talented player who was drafted #1 in 1990.
That was Bobby Moore at the time. Ahmad Rashad.
Mike Ruther, Mitch Lyons, and Keith Alex have come in to add some bulk here on the jumbo package for Atlanta on this short yardage situation. They need the length of a football to keep this drive going. A huge play here. 7:07 to go. Pegram, he's got it. First down, Atlanta to the 13-yard line of San Francisco.
And that's a tough run, and you don't even know it. But Dana Stubblefield should have had him in the backfield. But with his shoulders, he lowered him. Now watch him. He's going to come from the left side of your screen. Now watch Pegram use his shoulders. It's good running. Stubblefield has a chance. See that? See how he dipped his shoulder, got in there, able to bounce off. It's good running.
10th play of this drive, and what impresses me about Pegram today is the show of strength that he has. 5'9", 185-pounder, but he's a strong guy who has broken tackles several times today. Good protection for Hebert. To the end zone and nearly picked up. Intended for Drew Hill. Merton Hanks climbing high trying to grab it, and he hurt himself when he fell down to the ground.
He had a lot of time for that. This is one of the few times that he's made a bad decision. And of course, Merton Hanks makes a really nice play. Now watch, there's all kinds of time, no pressure. Let the ball go. Hanks gets up in the air. It's a good play by Merton Hanks. He's not able. A lot of time. Here's the reason why. Watch Bob Whitfield and Todd Kelly up top. Chris Hinton inside. No pressure. Take your time.
Second down. Pegram inside the 10 to about the 9. They need to get to the 4-yard line for a first down with a third down coming up. Washington and Hanks on the tackle.
Tim, you hate to keep beating it over the head, but both offensive lines, San Francisco's and Atlanta's, has dominated this game. It's the storyline. Both running games have been going. They've had all kinds of time to throw the ball in the passing game. The defensive lines have to take over for either team to win.
Good play action by Hebert, and it is out of bounds. Flag down. Drew Hill made the catch, but he was right at the end line. There was a defender right on him, and we may have an interference call. We'll wait on this one. Hill was definitely not in the end zone when he made the catch, and not entirely in the end zone.
The receiver touched the line, went out of bounds, then caught the ball out of bounds. The pass is incomplete. There is no infraction on the play. It's 4th down.
Here it is.
Adam Grant, can't really see his feet, but he was in, then out, then out.
I don't think there's any doubt that he was not in the end zone. He was already out. And because he was out of bounds, there's no infraction on Grant if they were thinking about interference.
Oh, he thought he had 6.
But you know what's confusing is that new line beyond the end zone line. And I think that he can look downfield and think that that's the end zone, but it's not. Johnson for the field goal try, and he's got it. 27-yard field goal, and it's down to 7 points with 5:28 to go.
Coming September 24th. Face the pain. Fight the pressure. Feel the power. And get with the program. Rated R.
The success of any organization of human beings really depends upon how well they can work together. So we try to hire good attitudes. I think the easiest way to lose success is to become convinced that you are successful. I think American Express has a distinctive market. I've really been very appreciative of not just the card itself, but the service behind the card.
American Express is welcomed on airlines all around the world. Herb is kind of partial to his corner of the world.
If 800 service is how you fish for sales, you should know AT&T's nearest competitor is twice as likely to have a network outage. And when that happens, you might not get as many bites. One of the 800 reasons to choose AT&T 800 service, the best in the business.
You'd be so nice to come home to. You'd be so nice by the fire. You'd be so nice. You'd be paradise to come home to.
Introducing Business Saver. Free faxes, movie, fitness center, and free local calls. And most Hiltons proudly offer AT&T long-distance service. Business Saver.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Castrol Syntec, the synthetic oil that protects in ways other oils can't. Hilton Hotels, so nice to come home to. Hertz, the people's choice in rent-a-car for 75 years. And by 6,500 Radio Shack stores nationwide.
We're at Candlestick Park on a beautiful afternoon for football, and it has been exciting. As you can see, 30-23, San Francisco leading now with 5:28 to go. Falcons led early in the game. Johnson's 27-yard field goal has just brought them back to within a touchdown. And Johnson trying that pooch kick again, and it's taken at the 26-yard line on a fair catch by number 89 Wesley Walls, reserve tight end, who made an alert play with a fair catch.
Well, this is good coverage all the way around. Here's where he wants this guy right here. He's going to go out in the flat. Good coverage right here. Hebert looks for him first. They're trying to sneak him into the flat. See the coverage? Right. That's beautiful. Now, look at the top up here. See, two lines up top. You're not seeing double. He's going to throw the ball. Hebert thinks he's in the back line. See this? There's two lines. Hebert thinks the back line is the end zone line, but he was wrong.
49er first down, wrong 25. Young throwing on first down. It's complete to Taylor. Taylor near the marker for a first down, driven back. We'll see where they spot it.
Yeah, you see his strength all the time. That's a strong receiver right there.
He carried Pickens and Solomon there for several yards. Last four possessions for the 49ers, they've cranked up the offense.
Yeah, look at all the yards and look at the play. Forget all that. Look at this. Touchdown City, 4 of them. You can go out and do everything wrong and still get a touchdown, and it's a great drive. But if you do everything right and end up with nothing on the result, it's no good.
Double tight end formation now for San Francisco. Jamie Williams joining Brent Jones. Don't see this too often for them on first down. A little different look from the 36-yard line of San Francisco. This is Waters.
Oh, nice block by Harris Barton.
And about a 9-yard gain to the 45-yard line of San Francisco.
As an all-pro tackle, he'll be strong at the point of the attack, and he'll be great with his hands and his feet. Watch right here. See this? He's going to pull. Harris Barton, number 79. He's a big guy who can run. Ralph Tam with block number 1. Beautiful. Watch this. Look at that. Jesse Tuggle. All-pro and all-pro.
95 yards on the day, 15 carries for Waters. Second down and a yard. And Young takes a timeout. Waters and Lee are in there together. Mark Logan has been a bit nicked, as that may have caused some confusion. We'll be back.
We've got to move fast, Kirby. I hope you booked Hertz.
Not exactly, but this company's fast. As fast as Hertz #1 club goal? Not exactly, but they do have a special place to pick up the car. Like Hertz? Not exactly, but it'll be waiting.
Under a canopy?
With the keys in it? Not exactly. And protected from the weather? Not exactly.
In Rent-A-Car, there's Hertz and there's not exactly. Make sure you choose the right one.
Counting on that promotion, Kirby? No, not exactly.
When you buy a Super Color TV antenna from Radio Shack, you get a great value. Radio Shack has everything you need to make installation easy. Super Color's advanced technology gives you great picture quality and remarkable sound. Reception so clear,
Hey, great picture, huh, Howie?
you'll feel like you're a part of the game. Just in time for football. 2 great Super Color antenna values for cities, suburban, and long range from $24.88. Only at Radio Shack.
One of these engines was filled with Castrol Syntec, a synthetic oil, the rest with conventional oils. They were then drained and started without oil to prove a point. You see, Syntec has a unique molecular structure that bonds to engine parts. Lab tests show it leaves a layer of protection far stronger than conventional oil. And if Syntec protects this well now, imagine if you leave it in. Castrol Syntec protects in ways other oils can't.
Following football tonight on CBS on 60 Minutes. Talk about poor health care. Nothing poor about some medical labs that have gotten rich swindling the public. 60 Minutes, brand new season, brand new stories tonight on CBS. Then it's a special sneak preview of It Had to Be You, starring Faye Dunaway and Robert Urich. That's followed by our Sunday night movie, the network television premiere of The Hunt for Red October, starring Sean Connery, Alec Baldwin, and Scott Glenn at a special time, 8:30 Eastern, all tonight on CBS. Second and a long yard, and Waters has it. Waters and then some. Down to the 44-yard line of Atlanta. 13-yard pickup.
What a nice combination of speed and actually it's just a thing of beauty watching this guy. I think he's one of the prettiest runners in all of football. Watch this. Turn, square the shoulders. Now watch the little juke. Boom. Look at that. Oh, you can't teach that.
106 yards on the day for Waters.
Watch Guy McIntyre come through. Great job. Offensive line, good blocking all the way around. Ralph Tam, Harry Boatswain, Guy McIntyre, Jesse Sapolo.
Boatswain's been in there for Steve Wallace, who left after that strange play back in the first half. Waters up to 106 yards and a touchdown.
There's the offensive line coach, Bob McKittrick. One of the nicest heads in the National Football League right there. We say that laughingly, but a very, very bright guy. And, you know, a lot of criticism was thrown on him a lot of times because he likes to cut block and down block. And he always says, look, it's within the framework of the rules, and it's right. We never practiced any leg whipping or anything like that, but you know, he makes sure that the scheme is sound, what he's doing, and real bright guy.
First down from the 43-yard line. Reverse. Rice.
That could be 6, Jim.
It is. yards, Jerry Rice.
Jerry Rice gets the score. John Taylor makes the play. Watch him clear out. There's one guy to beat. Watch John Taylor. Look at this. This is a great job on Vinnie Clark. Cat and mouse, stay in the way. Don't let him get there.
Topher with a point after. And a 37-23 San Francisco lead. 3:27 to play.
I don't know, Tim. I'm getting confused. We got receivers running for touchdowns. We got quarterbacks catching passes. We got receivers. I mean, we got linemen taking handoffs. Look at the stride. Look at the speed. Look at John Taylor up top. "43 yards.
Well, now the Atlanta Falcons very much up against it. 3:27 on the clock. And, of course, we talked about the young pressure on Steve Young here in the Bay Area because his name isn't Joe Montana. Jerry Glanville feeling some pressure from the media in Atlanta. He says it's only from the media. But an 0-3 start, of course, creates problems for any coach anywhere in the league. And that belt buckle he has on his waist there, he was kiddingly saying, you know, he needs a bigger one on his back for the shots that are being fired at him down at Atlanta.
Yeah, initially you may not think that that's a belt buckle. It might look like a shield. He told us a story where wherever he went, he has some buddies who will always send him a belt buckle.
Bozeman, Montana, they're silversmiths up there. And they've had to send him one for each team. He's been in with 4 teams in the NFL. They're running out of silver. That's his story. Topher nailed the kickoff through the end zone. And so Atlanta will start from the 20. Now next Saturday, CBS Sports coverage of Major League Baseball heats up. The battle of the National League's 2 division leaders, the Atlanta Braves and the Philadelphia Phillies. Some of you will see a key AL West matchup, the Texas Rangers against the White Sox. It all starts with Baseball 93 at 2:30 Eastern. So Bobby Hebert, who had some heroics in his debut as a Falcon against his old mates, the Saints, in his first outing, coming in for Chris Miller last week, now has to make things happen in a hurry, and the Falcons have to get the ball back. 37-23, the deficit. And just as he released the ball, he took a hit, and the ball went over the head of Andre Rison, almost end over end. Washington with the pressure. New Orleans went to 3-0 with a victory earlier today over Detroit. 49ers can get to 2-1. Rams lost to the Giants. They fall to 1-2.
At this point, it looks like it's going to be 2-1 and 1-2 and 1-2, or 0-3 rather. I'm sorry.
On the second down at the 20-yard line. And again, a big hit, but a pass completion to Haynes. Haynes has the first down yardage. Hebert took a real shot from Dennis Brown.
Watch Dennis Brown come around the corner. Like we said, we see the great movement of the big guy. Turns the corner, and this is a good job of getting rid of the ball under pressure. That's 310 pounds laying on top of you.
Bobby Hebert is one of the toughest quarterbacks in the league. That's never been in dispute. Short drop out for Rison. Rison can't hold on as he is nailed. Took a real shot from Adrian Hardy, number 45, the rookie.
Well, the defender and the ball got there at the same time.
Let's go back and listen to this one here as the rookie shows he's ready for the NFL. Adrian Hardy. Second down. Just over the 30-yard line. Long way to go for the Falcons. 2:40 remaining. Out there again to Rison, and Rison steps out of bounds, maybe just short of the marker. Rison didn't exactly get a good look at that marker, and he stepped out, appeared to be just short. Blue Jays tend to zip over the Twins today, while New York was being beaten by the Red Sox. Some other finals from baseball for you. Baltimore with a victory over Milwaukee.
June Jones, the offensive coordinator, looking at 3rd and short.
At the 40-yard line of Atlanta. Pegram.
Wow.
Hauled down by Eric Davis. Flag on the play downfield. Another fine run by Eric Pegram. Running stars born for the Atlanta Falcons here today. 29 yards on that one.
Personal foul, face mask. Number 25 on the defense, 15 yards. Touchdown.
Watch Eric Davis at the end of the play with Pegram turning the corner on him. Boy, the nice straight arm. That's the old double dip. You grab mine, I grab yours. It's just that Eric Davis got caught with the flag.
When they hold on that long, they get the 15-yarder. That's what happened to Davis. So Atlanta quickly downfield now at the 16-yard line. Eric Pegram, 192 yards on the day. His previous claim to fame that he has a twin brother named Derek, who also has 2 R's in his name. And his name will be known around the league, and that is Rison touchdown.
Andre Rison finds a hole in his zone for 6 points.
2:20 to play. Bobby Hebert wasted no time firing that one to Andre Rison.
A lot of time to throw the ball. Just stand in there, be patient, wait for him to come open. Watch the pass protection. Nobody in sight. Just wait. Look at that. Right in the hole of the zone.
He was wide open. Johnson for the point after. Low snap, but Johnson got it up. Good job by Alexander to get that ball planted for the place kicker. A 16-yard touchdown pass from Hebert to Andre Rison.
Now watch this. First of all, nobody here gets there, and then down here there'll be a big hole right in the zone. Watch Andre Rison as the zone develops or doesn't develop. See, past the first level, right there, in between the safeties. Andre Rison told me last night he's getting ready to get onto the plane. He couldn't find any shoes. So he and Haynes had to dig through the garbage to find the shoes he had just thrown out because the shoe company forgot to send him some. So he's playing with garbage shoes today.
Well, they haven't hurt him too much. He's got them well broken in, I guess. Rison comes up with the score, and it's now just a 7-point difference. 2:20 to go. The way this game has gone, anything can happen in the final 2:20.
They scored awful quick. 80 yards in 1 minute and 7 seconds. There's Eric Wright. Now you talk about straight talk. This guy right here, that's Eric Wright. He'll give him straight talk.
49ers looking for the onside kick. '49ers with some hands people on that front line. And now they bring up even a few more, and they're looking for it out to this left side. Johnson hoping to get the big hop here. Let's see where he makes contact with his foot. And it's handled by the 49ers, but the ball comes loose. Falcons say they have it. Oh, boy.
Boy, there's everybody pointing Atlanta ball. There's only 1 point that matters, though.
And it is the Atlanta point. Falcons have it. 2:16 to play. There was an official signal.
Well, now it's getting pointed back the other way.
Well, yeah. And now there's another official signal.
See that guy? That guy right there, right in the middle. That's the only point that matters. You got the point drill going on. Atlanta pointing their way. San Francisco starts pointing their way. Doesn't matter.
Well, one official did point.
He went down, was touched on the ground, down by contact. First down.
Odessa Turner. They say Odessa Turner had the possession.
Well, there's the possession. Now he's going to go down. He's saying down by contact. Well, there's the contact. The ball's out. I think that's a fumble. He wasn't down all the way. He got whacked and the ball came out.
So that first official was pointing to the fact that Atlanta did come up with it, and then the ruling was that it was San Francisco ball by virtue of down by contact.
Watch it again. Odessa Turner. Now watch him get hit. Boink. Now the ball. No, it did hit the ground first. That's a good call. That's a good call.
Now the fans here booing Glanville's protest here. Glanville probably saw what we did as well, as that one official did signal in his favor.
He got whacked. See right there? See that? Look. There's the whack. He's down. Now it's out. That's a good call.
So it's 49er ball at the 42-yard line. Amp Lee gets a couple to the 40. 2:09 to go. 49ers have not been able to get Mark Logan back into the game because of a rib injury. Glanville still making a protest to the head linesman, Sid Seaman.
Atlanta's still all right. They got to stop him here for 2 downs, force the punt. They get the ball back at the end, they'll have a chance. They'll take this down to the 2-minute warning. That'll give them 3rd down if they can stop him on 2nd.
Logan, you see they're taping him up. They've had to go with Amp Lee when they wanted to have the 2-back set. Logan hurt earlier in this second half. So Amp Lee has been playing in the spot not normally occupied by him. Their backup fullback, Adam Walker, was inactive today with a hamstring pull. First-year man from Pittsburgh, not even dressed. Hebert hoping to get the ball back. 2nd down. At the 40-yard line. They need 8 for a first. Waters. Flag down. Waters got to the 35.
Waters got behind Harris Barton on the outside. But it's not going to matter. It looks like Ralph Tam, number 64, got called for the hold. Big penalty right there for Atlanta. Take that ball back.
Holding during the run. Number 64 on the offense. 10 yards. Still 2nd down.
2:01 remaining.
Well, they're going to decline it and take 3rd down.
Well, you know, I was just going to ask what you would do there, Matt, because I don't think this is a bad move at all. Make sure they get 3rd down here. They're going to have to throw anyway. They've got 4 to go. Whether they throw longer or shorter, you've still got to stop them. This way you're taking it down away from them. I like this call on the part of the Atlanta Falcons.
Let's see if they force it with a blitz.
Waters. It's going to be close. It'll be close depending on the spot of the ball. Look at that Falcon defense. There's 5 guys. And Waters holding the ball up saying, I got there.
It looks like he's going to have that 1st down.
There'll be a measurement for sure.
Warning.
And we've reached the 2-minute warning. 1:54 officially on the clock. It's been wild. We'll be back.
Hammaker Sommer is the catalog company.
It was established in 1848. We are the first one to introduce the toaster, the electric shaver.
They had been an AT&T customer for over 100 years. Now they're with MCI.
They said, tell us about your stores, tell us about your products. And they came up with a great package. They try to understand their customers' needs, and then they customize that package so that the customer truly benefits from service to savings or the attention that we need to get. MCI is the only choice.
I don't get it. Some guy bets 228 and makes $3 million bucks.
Can you imagine what Willie Mays would be worth today?
Yeah.
No holiday sweepstakes.
Another Heineken, right?
Yeah, please.
No blimp with our name on it. No racing team. None of that is what made Heineken the #1 imported beer in America.
Where's all that money come from?
Ticket prices.
Yeah, I guess.
And all those beer commercials.
I'm always looking for good ideas, so I said to the Xerox rep, what are you selling?
Documents, she shoots back. Documents? You must be kidding. I don't have time. Precisely. That's what I'm selling, she says. Do all your printing electronically, save time and money. And I see it. Print all my catalogs in a week, not a month. Huge savings. I get it, I say. My documents are my time. Now you're talking, she says.
See your documents differently. Call 1-800-ASK-XEROX, the document company.
It has been an entertaining football game and a devastating measurement there for Jerry Glanville. It is first down, San Francisco. They made it by about an inch, as you can see. And it is first down. Now, mind you, it would have been fourth down there, and certainly it'd have to favor the 49ers' opportunity to push it from there, which they no doubt would have tried. Pegram, 192 yards. That's the most ever allowed to a running back by the 49ers. 192 yards. Willie Gallimore, way back in 1962, the great Bears running back, at 181 against San Francisco. And in fact, Pegram is only 10 yards short of the club record held by Gerald Riggs of Atlanta. First down, 49ers. They're in control, and Amp Lee gets a couple to the 30-yard line. 1:48 and counting down. And there's the final timeout taken by the Falcons. Well, next Sunday, doubleheader action here on CBS Sports. In the early game, the Packers play the Vikings. The Rams will be at Houston. Tampa Bay takes on Chicago. Phoenix at Detroit. Then in game 2, the 49ers, happy to get a victory here today, will go on against the unbeaten New Orleans Saints. It all starts at 12:30 Eastern with the NFL Today. All you need to know. 12:30 Eastern Time. Next Sunday here on CBS Sports. It'll be second down for the 49ers. Both quarterbacks with great days today. Steve Young, 18 of 22, 211 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, and 1 catch.
One catch
from himself.
Yeah, and a big smile on his face, and you got those. Look at in the back of his helmet right there. He's got those fear marks from ducking his head, you know, and he had to run. But what a great day! He came out with the flu and he beat it.
I bet the flu's gone.
I would think that smile kind of says it all. Big day by Steve Young.
Flu's gone. The thumb feels better.
Big day for Bobby Hebert also. Number 3 right there.
Yeah, he did all he could. Again, 2 struggling defenses, and that's something both coaches have to be concerned about. 49ers don't have it easy in the next few weeks.
Well, there's a big game next week down in New Orleans, and that's always a classic. Then you have the Open, of course, in 2 weeks. Then Dallas. See what kind of a Dallas team there is tonight with Emmitt Smith back.
Second down. Amp Lee. Nowhere to go for Lee.
So he's making a mistake trying to fight there. Just fall down at this point.
1:36 and counting down as Atlanta has used up their timeouts.
I think Jerry Glanville's offensive line played very well today.
They did. So his offensive team played well. But like the 49ers, he's looking for some studs up there on the defensive front.
Well, he's got one in Pierce Holt, and that's it.
Well, a look at the scores from earlier today. Some interesting results. There's New Orleans' 3rd victory of the season. Today's game here in San Francisco, produced by Richard Zients and directed by Art Kempner. Coordinating producer of the NFL Today is Eric Mann, directed by Bob Mattina. The senior producer of the NFL on CBS is Ed Gorn, and the executive in charge of production is Rick Gentile. And we thank, as always, our exceptional technical crew. Great job in delivering the pictures and the videotape replays to you folks looking in. There'll be a 3rd down when time resumes here with 57 seconds remaining. The Falcons headed to an 0-3 mark. The 49ers to 2-1. There's a look at big Lincoln Kennedy. You can see 49ers in this division.
Yeah, talk about big. Look at this. They've been dominant against all these teams. 5 against the Rams, the Saints, the Falcons. But it isn't going to be easy this year because these dominating games have come with a dominating defense, and that clearly is not the case in San Francisco now.
Falcons have now won only 2 of their last 11 road games. Young. What a way to finish the game. We've seen it all here today. How do you figure that? Fakes a reverse to the other side, runs out himself with 42 seconds left.
He's a wild man.
Yeah, he's a wild man. Bryan and Clark put the tackle on him out there, and we talk about the toughness of Bobby Hebert. There's another tough physical quarterback in Steve Young.
And mentally tough. And he needed this game. He needed this game. He needed to come out and throw the ball well, which he has. He needed to get his confidence, and I think he's done that.
Waters just dropped for a loss, and that's going to do it. So the San Francisco 49ers stop the clock here. 7 seconds. No, the 7 seconds and 4th down, so Atlanta will get one more play. 7 seconds remaining.
Well, it's happened here before in the last play of the game. 2 years ago in Atlanta, they threw the Hail Mary. Well, this would have to be a catch and run, because he's not going to heave the thing 75 yards. It would be more than that, actually, on this drive.
Line of scrimmage at the 26-yard line.
Come on, baby.
A lot of real estate ahead of them for Bobby Hebert, but they've got Rison, Haynes, Pritchard all out to the right. Hebert airs it out. He did not get it. He just didn't get it. It's going to be knocked down and incomplete. Hebert did not get a good fling on that ball. And so it is over and official. The 49ers are 2-1. The Falcons go home 0-3. And we'll be back in a moment at Candlestick Park.
For the price of basic transportation, the Mitsubishi Eclipse will take you way beyond basic. Now, for as little as $169 a month and $700 down, you too can drive away in a new Eclipse.
Flight 241 is ready for immediate departure. All passengers must be.
I just want to freshen up my lipstick. Is it on straight?
Little Caesar's Cheeser. Not one, but 2 pizzas loaded with cheese. Choice of 2 toppings, free crazy bread, just $7.99.
Pizza.
The great masters defined civilization in Europe. Now we're defining it on the way there. United Airlines' renowned international service to 15 cities all across Europe. Come fly the airline that's uniting the world. Come fly the friendly skies.
And so for Matt Millen, Tim Ryan saying so long from Candlestick Park. The final score, San Francisco 37, Atlanta 30. You've been watching CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League.
Hello, everyone. Joe Fonzi with Dwight Clark live at Candlestick Park, inviting you to stay tuned for the 5th quarter, which is coming up next. Today, the Niners simply had too much offense for the Atlanta Falcons. San Francisco improves its record to 2-1 with a 37-30 win. We'll have all the highlights next on the 5th quarter.
My dad was 18 when he started selling automobiles. We're an automobile family. I was one of the first 32 retailers of Saturns in the nation. The Saturn way was to not rush somebody. We let the customer walk around and look. Some people were so surprised by that, they'd get in the car and drive off, sometimes mad. How you doing? After we explained it to them, they liked it a lot. I wish my daddy was still around to see this Saturn thing, but I don't know. It's different.
It seems the more time goes by, the fancier trucks get.
Just a bunch of chrome and snazzy stripes.
What the?
Fusion!
No. So Mazda went and asked folks what a truck should be.
I need a real truck.
And learned one very important lesson.
You don't run through mud and ballet slippers.
Introducing the bigger,
It's bigger,
meaner, all-new Mazda truck. The only import with a 4-liter V6 and one monster warranty.
I told my dinosaur.
The new Mazda truck.
I like my dinosaur. It's a good dinosaur.
Mazda. It just feels right.
It's the brains and brawn of Coleman Moving Systems. Hey, Brain, ever see anything that's not in the Pacific Bell Smart Yellow Pages?
Never. They're the best, the very best.
Can we find your moving company in there?
There it is.
Oh, yeah? Have you ever tried other Yellow Pages?
Yes. That's why we're not in them.
Pacific Bell works
Really?
much better.
What percentage of your new business comes from this?
75 to
80% of your
80%.
business comes to the
And
Smart
they
Yellow
always
Pages?
say we called because of the picture in the Yellow Pages.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Do they mention Stu or do they mention the kids?
The kids.
The kids, yeah. Sorry, Stu. You keep those little kids working, isn't that illegal?
Just the big ones. Just Stu.
10 years from today, your son will graduate from high school. Your grandmother will celebrate her 90th birthday. And the family business will be over the first difficult stretch. The house you grew up in will be much the same. The savings and investments you put away with Bank of America today can help support everything you plan for. And the miracle of the things you don't. Banking on America. Bank of America.
The following is a Channel 5 sports presentation.
The ball was bouncing in strange ways all over Candlestick Park today, and for the most part, the bounces went the way of Steve Young and the 49ers. We'll have all the details coming up on the fifth quarter. Hello again, everyone. Joe Fonzie with Dwight Clark at Candlestick Park, welcoming you to another edition of the fifth quarter where the 49ers have won an important 37-30 win over the Atlanta Falcons. And Dwight, I think people had to be wondering which version of the 49ers we would see today. The version that won rather effectively against the Pittsburgh Steelers in the season opener, or the one that frankly handed things to the Cleveland Browns last Monday night. Eddie DeBartolo Jr., the team owner, had a word with the team after Monday night's loss, and I think that was important for this team, wasn't it?
Oh, I think it was too. Very significant to getting these guys fired up today. I think they appreciated his patience. He was most embarrassed by that loss last week against Cleveland, but he told the guys, look, we're better than this. We had a bad game. Get over it. Let's go out and win some games.
The way things started out in the first quarter of this ball game, it looked like maybe we're going to see a little bit more of last Monday. On the very first drive, the Falcons gave the ball to Eric Pegram on their first 3 runs. Here he goes for 19 yards. He had the ball the first 3 times and had 38 yards in those 3 carries.
Well, Pegram really had a great day against the 49ers today. The offensive line there was opening up huge holes against the 49ers front 4 guys and just couldn't quite stop this guy all day.
First drive led to this 42-yard field goal by Norm Johnson. With 9:36 left in the quarter, it was 3-0 Falcons.
Norm put it right down the middle.
49ers got their hands on the ball. They went on the ground with Ricky Waters.
Strong part of the offensive line there. Ricky Waters' quickness hitting that hole. The offensive line played well today for the 49ers.
But this drive appeared to be stalled when Steve Young had this ball go off the hands of Jerry Rice to Vinnie Clark, who makes the run back. Now watch what Steve Wallace does. Wallace, playing the ball-hawking defender that he is, grabs it back. But Wallace recovered the fumble but had to leave the ballgame with a concussion.
A lot of bizarre plays today. That ball was thrown behind Jerry. That would have been a great catch. He couldn't quite come up with it. There's the interception by Vinnie Clark. And here's Steve Wallace, who's a tenacious offensive player, shows his defensive abilities and lowers the boom there and just takes the ball right away. Steve had to leave the game after that with a concussion.
You'd expect Steve to get the best of that one, but he did not return. Now, that set up the Niners driving, but Ricky Waters will be hit here. Chuck Smith makes the hit, makes the recovery, and again, it looked like we could be seeing shades of Monday night.
As strong and powerful as Ricky Waters is, one of his negatives is he drops the ball a little bit there. But this tenacious defense of Atlanta was trying to rip it out of there, and they did a good job of it there.
The game's tied 3-3 here, but back the Falcons go to Eric Pegram. He had 15 carries for 93 yards in just the first half.
Well, the 49ers have to straighten this out. This has been the weakest part of their game for the last 3 weeks. And there the other weak part of the game is touchdown pass to Rison.
Bobby Hebert to Andre Rison. That made it 10-3 Falcons.
49ers were faking the blitz there with Tim McDonald, and he got kind of caught up in there and then distracted by the inside receiver and couldn't get out underneath that pass.
Now it's Steve Young to Mark Logan, and he'll rumble. Watch the blocks here by Guy McIntyre and Ralph Tam. You'll see it on the replay.
Mark Logan, who's been a great surprise. Ball was set up, the play was set up beautifully there by the offensive lineman. Excellent blocks, and then Mark Logan does a great job of finding the open spots and gets downfield for a big gain.
Now Steve Young going over the middle, a dangerous pass. Brent Jones hauls it in, but he gets clocked.
Boy, that is a dangerous pass, but it was right on the money. Brent Jones took a really hard hit here, but came back to play later. It's just unbelievable that he could hold on to that ball. That just shows great concentration by a great tight end.
Tracy Eaton making the hit for the Falcons. Then Young runs away from trouble and throws 9 yards to Jamie Williams.
Sometimes when it looks like the quarterback's going to get sacked, the defense will relax, and that's what Gordon did, number 53. He sees Steve in trouble here. Steve pumps, breaks out of this tackle, and number 53, Gordon, will settle, and just right behind him, Jamie settles in there, and Steve does a great job of finding him.
And Jamie, who doesn't get in the end zone very much, had that dance practice for a long time. But then the 49ers missed the extra point. They still trailed 10-9, and at halftime they actually trailed 13-9 as the Falcons added a field goal. At that point, you had to be wondering what's happening with this team. A lot of mistakes. They corrected things for the most part in the second half, but at that point, still kind of wondering where the team was.
It's a very important game for the 49ers this week. They had to win this one. They couldn't go to New Orleans next week 1-2. The offense came in ready to play. The defense played hard, but they're still struggling. They can't seem to make any plays.
49ers came right out in the second half, though, and took command of things offensively. Mark Logan, as we said, was an impressive, I don't know if you'd call him a surprise, but he certainly did things on the ground here, a 46-yard run to the Atlanta 20.
Boy, the offensive line just did a great job of opening a gaping hole there. Mark Logan just exploded through it. Did a great job of picking up about 40 yards there.
Now Young to Brent Jones, who you saw get hit hard before. He goes for the touchdown here at 16-13 San Francisco.
It was a beautiful route by Brent, a little out and up. He nodded to the outside and made the linebacker settle and then went right in behind him.
But the Falcons drive, they retake the lead. Again, it's Rison on a touchdown pass from Hebert. It's 20-16 Falcons with 6:40 in the third quarter.
Just too much time to throw it. No pass rush today by the 49ers.
Is it sounding like we have a lot of offense for you? That's exactly what it is. Young to Rice this time.
I'm sure Jerry was glad he made that catch. He's been struggling a little bit. He's in a little bit of a slump, but the fans were behind him today.
Now, one of the strangest plays you'll ever see. Young running for his life like few quarterbacks really in the history of the league ever have, and now he completes a play that even fewer have ever completed in the league. The ball's tipped. It goes back to Young. He completes the pass to himself.
I don't even know where to start on this one. I mean, this play is bizarre. He avoids Chucky Smith twice, number 90. You'll see Chucky Smith has him right here, and he gets away. Great athletic ability here. Avoids Tim Green. Now he's going back in, picks up some great blocks. Chucky Smith again, and I have no idea where he's throwing it. There's not a red shirt in sight, but this is just great instinct and reaction to go and get that ball and catch it. It's unbelievable.
Ricky Waters then goes in for the sweep. It's 23-20 Niners as the third quarter comes to an end.
Beautiful blocks by Guy McIntyre and Amp Lee to open that hole up for Ricky.
Now the 49ers built a little cushion after the defense held. They get the ball back. Young takes off on a 35-yard scramble.
I believe this is what Steve Young does best. There's a great block by Jerry Rice for Steve to pick up another 10, but this has been missing the last few weeks. Steve needs to run. That's one of his best attributes.
Now the football that Nate Singleton will be putting on his mantle, undoubtedly. His first touchdown catch as a pro. That made it 30-20 49ers.
You like to see the good guys have success, and this is a great guy. Nate Singleton from Grambling made the team this year. Was a little bit of a surprise, but it's nice to see him score that touchdown.
Atlanta field goal made it 30-23, but then a reverse to Jerry Rice, and the 49ers are back up 37-23.
Well, this was a big play for Jerry. You know, he's just been struggling a touch, maybe trying a little too hard, and the fans were going crazy here. The fans were really supporting Jerry today, trying to help him get out of that slump.
The Falcons added a field goal, but 37-30 was the final as the Niners go 2-1, and always an important game when you play against somebody in your conference and in your division, and the 49ers beating the Falcons. We'll be back with more on the fifth quarter right after this.
The Fifth Quarter brought to you by your local Ford dealer, where you can find 5 of the top 10 best-selling cars and trucks in America. See your local Ford dealer and prepare to be impressed.
It's here. It's now. It's time.
The Ford factory authorized clearance is here, and your Ford dealer has big clearance values on 5 of America's 10 best sellers. Get a red carpet lease on Ford Ranger. Only $199 a month for 24 months with a down payment of $700. America's best sellers are so affordable during clearance.
It's here. It's now. It's time to be impressed.
Hurry. Ford's clearance is going on now.
This is a little taste of California. And this is the big new taste of California. McDonald's California Classic Burger. A quarter pound of beef, slice of cheese, slice of tomato, leaves of lettuce, and red onion. Because what you want is what you get at McDonald's today. Yeah.
For only $289 a month. And no down payment. Look at all you get. Introducing the 1993 Toyota Camry lease. Everything you've heard is true.
American Express is about to mail card applications to a very select group, and they asked if I would help. Sure, I said, I'd love to help people avoid paying high interest, but I can't do it alone. Coochie, it's your job to lick, stack, and sort. That's good, yeah. Now use the floor, I'll use the desk. No teeth marks. These aren't going out to just anybody. Hey, that's my banana.
Check your mail for an application, and to apply for the card, send it in today.
Don't worry, Coochie and I will be working overtime to make sure every application gets out. That one's on its way.
Welcome back to the fifth quarter, where the 49ers were 37-30 winners over the Atlanta Falcons. Lots of other things going on around the NFL. Let's go back to Rick Kwan in our KPIX studios for some of that. Rick?
Okay, thanks, Joe. Now, next week, the Niners go back on the road as they take on division leader New Orleans. The Saints improved to 3-0 today with a 14-3 win over Detroit. Wade Wilson goes to tight end Hobie Brenner for the 17-yard touchdown pass play. It was Brenner's first TD catch in 3 years. The Giants are also 3-0 after downing the Rams 20-10. Jim Everett's pass goes off Jerome Bettis into the hands of Mark Collins, and he has gone 50 yards for a touchdown. Stay out of his way. He is going to score. I said, stay out of his way. Oh, well. With just 4 seconds left, Eagles quarterback Randall Cunningham hit Calvin Williams in the back of the end zone as Philadelphia beats Washington 34-31. The Eagles are flying at 3-0. The Skins are now 1-2. Now on the scoreboard, the Raiders will remain undefeated if they can hang on and beat Cleveland. They are now leading 16-10. That's in the fourth quarter. The Steelers steamrolled Cincinnati 34-7. Houston is leading San Diego. That is 17-15 late in the fourth quarter. Seattle held off New England to get its first win. Later on today, Dallas is at Phoenix. Well, while the Niners had their problems with the Falcons today, the Giants are also trying to find a way to overcome a team from Atlanta. This afternoon, San Francisco beat the Reds 7-3 to move within 2.5 games of the Braves. Yesterday, Todd Benzinger had the big bat. Today, it belonged to Matt Williams. In the fourth, he drills a 3-run shot way back off loser Bobby Ayala. It's over the center field fence. Scott Sanderson pitched 5 innings to get the win. Then in the 8th, with the score 5-3 Giants, Williams does it again. A 2-out, 2-run blast over the 404 sign. Giants win 7-3, completing the 3-game sweep. Yeah, give that man a hand. He deserves it. San Francisco's hottest hitter this month now has 105 RBIs, tops on the team.